Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's Sunday, it's the end of the working week, and that of course means we're tuning in today to some good old Warframe. Hello there, one and all. I see we got quite a few people here today. I wonder why that is. Maybe just an idea or two might come across some people's minds here. Hello, and welcome one and all. There's about as many of you here as there are drones trying to nip my ankles at the moment, so we're in good hands, aren't we? Maybe just imagine you're one of the drones going around. Don't pick the oversized one. No one wants to be the oversized one, but pick up any one of the others. That's fine. I'm surprised we can actually see the oversized one today. Actually, there we are. Yep, right there. It's purple. Now we know. Hello there, one and all. You'll forgive me if I don't go through everyone's name. Now the bot is going to be struggling because there are about a bajillion of you asking for a ticket right now. So if the bot is not responding to you, don't worry about it. Give it a moment. Try again in a few minutes when it gets just a teeny tiny little bit quieter, because yeah, that bot is going to be busy scribbling down every single name it can think of. Give it a moment on that. Nice ship. Oh, thank you. Has my game not crashed with all these drones? I have a nice strong computer, that's why. Yeah, I mean the computer can not just run all the drones but also run the stream at the same time and record the stream just on the off chance I need that later. So yeah, I have a decent computer. It does the job. How's day going? It's been a good one, thank you very much for asking. It's been a good one. Seen some family, which is always a nice feeling before doing some Warframe. So cheers on that. Now, as the stream title might suggest, aside from just, you know, spam ticket at me, of course, we are going to be playing around with this lovely new frame here, Khora Prime. We did a little bit on Wednesday, did some retouch on the colours to give her a different vibe, just to move away from the default just a teeny tiny little bit. But yeah, I would like to do some maximization, get the most out of this wonderful new Prime, because her looks are just one thing. We want to see the rest. We absolutely want to see the rest. You used to PS4 struggling to load 3 drones? Yeah, my tech is a little bit above what a PS4 can handle, just a teeny tiny bit. Did I pay 120 plat per drone or clone them? Neither. These were a gift. Every single drone you see here, with the exception of the one that came from Nightwave, which is somewhere, all the rest of them were a gift. Yeah, so one went a little bit, well actually two people went a little bit crazy on the drone gifting, so yeah. You blame the drones for the heat wave? No, they clean up the place. They're sucking up all of the heat, somehow. In any case, we're going to be playing loads of Khora. Unfortunately, we don't start with Khora. We start with the sortie every single time here on stream. And by the way, if you want to be part of that, let's get rid of Corrupted 4 right now. If you want to be part of that, send me a message here in game, the Kengineer. I'll bring you on into the squad and we'll take it from there. XS already slamming that message button. There we go. Coming in XS. So we're going to be going through the sortie, and to get us started, we'll be using the 3 frame requests that I've managed to get through, because pick a frame, we usually allow a few requests here on stream. I've had to nip that down to 3, because otherwise I know exactly what they're going to be all stream long. Leonie, how do you know when you got a ticket? If you say exclamation mark ticket and the bot responds to you and says, yep, you got a ticket, you got a ticket. If it doesn't respond to you and you try again, it says failed to enter too many tickets, you've already got a ticket. It just means that the bot message beforehand couldn't keep up, it just didn't get through. The bot is limited in how many times it can send a message, which is why it stops responding for a while, and then it starts responding. So if the bot doesn't respond to you, wait a few minutes, try again, and then you'll know for certain if you have a ticket. Once it tells you one thing or the other, either you got a ticket or you have too many, you're in. That's it, job done. Just sit back and enjoy the stream at that point. Alright, we got ourselves a full squad. Let's have a look then. 3 people immediately requested pick a frame today. They didn't wait even 5 seconds for that there, but let's have a look as to what frames we got. We've got a request from Snake Raider for Urali. We have a request from Ragnos Prime for Urali. And we have a request from Chick Noodle for Urali. Right, okay, cool. Right. I think we're playing a little bit of Urali for the sortie. There is a reason I limited it to 3 requests today, just to the sortie, because somehow I knew we were going to be using the 4 former Urali for the entire sortie today. So I guess that's what we're doing. Let's switch this over to something a little bit more suitable for that then, shall we? There we go. Thank you very much. Alright then, so Urali it is. Yeah, sure. Why not? What's people's issue with Urali? She hasn't got a particularly powerful setup. Her abilities don't really work with each other, and Merlina is an insult. not just in its existence, but actually because it is buggy, it stops you from interacting with certain mission objectives. It deactivates every time you switch to operator mode. It is your only defensive ability on Uraeli for damage reduction, yet it locks you into a secondary weapon. Need I go on? Yeah, I'm not a fan of Uraeli. I am definitely not a fan of what this Twitch chat has done to my Uraeli. This is what we consider a bad build. Do not make this build. There is a reason I've called it Twitch's fault. Comics, thank you very much for the good vibes. Yeah, that's a good reminder. Yeah, let's not be too crazy on it. Let's not be too crazy. As much as there may be a triple umbral here, let's not be too crazy about it. Let's crack on with today's sortie, at least see what Uraeli can get up to in a survival, mobile defense, and exterminate. Let's do it. Ah dear. There is a reason I've limited it to 3 picker frames today. There is a very, very good reason. You're making that your build now? I mean, you do you on that one, you know? If you've got Umbral Former to throw away on a whim, sure, go for it. Sure. I know, Jessa Prime, yeah. Madness. Absolute madness. Hello, Reload, how are you doing today? How are you doing? Is it a radiation bubble defense? And I have Uraeli for it? Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, well, sure, we'll handle it. We'll handle it. Let me just pop that, thank you very much. Now we have double invisibility.
They have just shut down all systems. I'm sending life support capsules.
Thermal Sunder fixes Uraeli. I mean, if I have to use Thermal Sunder to enjoy a frame, I'm not enjoying a frame. That's the way I see it. If the solution is use a different frames kit, that's not a solution. You're only going to be the only requested frame for a while. That's why I've limited it to 3 today, because we want to be looking at Khora Prime. We'll let the Uraeli fanatics have the sortie, alright? We'll have the sortie be completely Uraeli, but after that, we're looking at Khora Prime today, and I hope for very, very obvious reasons. So the sortie is long enough, that is enough Uraeli for one day. We'll have our triple Uraeli, and then we'll call it. And if things continue to move towards excessive Uraelis, I might change how pick a frame works, but we'll see. Maybe the Uraeli fanatics will realise that they don't need to constantly request that one frame. Maybe. And you know, if you're in the raffle, if the bot has responded to you to say either, yes, you have a ticket, or sorry, too many tickets, either way that means you're in. Because the second one means you already got in, you just didn't notice. Or the bot didn't have enough messages left to respond to you. The way Twitch works is it limits how many messages the bot can send, and there's hundreds of you here right now trying to get a ticket. So the bot will run out of messages and then have to recharge. It's just how Twitch works, prevent spam. If you don't get a message from the bot, give it a couple minutes and then try again. There are a couple hundred of you here right now. Now that is a much nicer message to get from a bot. Thank you very much, Weldina, for subscribing with your Prime. Welcome to the channel, dude. Enjoy your lovely new blue sub badge remotes to go with that. And of course, you'll have access to the supporter team lounge over on the Discord as well, if you so choose to join there. Just make sure you synchronize your accounts up, of course. And welcome. Yeah, today, after we've gone through the sortie, which is going to be a triple Uraeli sortie, a triple Umbra, triple Uraeli, how it goes. After that, we will indeed be having plenty of Khora action on screen, don't you worry about that. And Tafka Dasso? Is that Tafka Dasso? Am I pronounced that correctly? Thank you very much for subscribing with your Prime. Same as well to Young Zora. Thank you very much, Young Zora, for subscribing with Prime as well. Welcome to the channel. Young Zora, did you somehow subscribe twice? I've seen it pop up twice on my screen here, which is kind of weird. But you know what? Once or twice, either way, I'll take it. Thank you very much to both of you for just subscribing to the channel. Cheers and welcome, guys. Where are my teammates all run up to? I feel like there's not enough things spawning by me. Where's my teammates? Here we go. There's a couple more bits and pieces to be looted over here. I'm going to miss about a bajillion messages in amongst all the ticket redemptions or attempted redemptions today, guys. So if I do miss your message, just try again or just at me if you really, really have to. It'll highlight it on my screen. Use the highlight the message is probably the best way to get my attention on it. One way or the other. And Alilicat, thank you very much for the triple bits. I appreciate it. Cheers. Yes, if after about the first, mission or two, the ticket messages should slow down just a teeny tiny bit, and then we'll be able to actually have a proper conversation where we are. We'll be able to have a proper conversation about how beautiful Warframe is. I may not be a fashionista, I can teach you all of very little about fashion, but I can still appreciate when a fashion looks great, and Khora Prime looks lovely. Out Eurali? I mean, we'll be having 3 Euralis and then that's it. That's enough Eurali for one stream. Triple Eurali, taking up an entire sortie, that is enough. Oh, and apparently I just pulled off a 100-pointer trick. Sure, that's how it works. Oh, if I just keep bouncing off the ground, I can keep it going forever. Oh, almost forever. It kept going for a bit. You come to me from game mechanics and diffusional for fashion advice? That makes sense. That makes sense. You can go to literally anyone other than me for fashion sense and you'll probably get a better answer. Am I liking your Eurali sortie? Well, it's a survival on a relatively open tile set, so it's not the worst. It's not the worst. Oh, there's a Gatesman saying, hello, good morning from the Philippines. Welcome. I have no idea what time it is in the Philippines. Is it? I hope it's not a terrible time of day for you guys in the Philippines, because I realise that it is not near to my time zone. I just don't have any idea as to what time zone you're in. What's my favourite fashion frame? Of all the frames I put together, my favourite is definitely going to be my Lavos. Not only is he my favourite frame, he's my favourite fashion I've created. Can I just jump up here? Oh my god, I keep doing it wrong. Let me try it again. One moment. One moment. I can do this correctly. There we go. Now I'm up there. Not that I needed to be, but now I am. It just became a personal goal to actually succeed in that. You're 7 hours ahead of GMT. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. So that's going to put it 5 in the... No. That's when we end. It's right now 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12... I've lost track of that. That's what, 2 AM? Yeah, you're going to be watching 2 till 5 AM? Good lord. I hope you get some rest at some point. Even that's why you're working night shift. Crikey, that is, yeah. I would like to stream in more time zones. My personal situation at the moment is such that it isn't practical to stream in more time zones, but it is something I would like to do in the future. Can't say but remember to hydrate. Thank you very much for the reminder there. I'll take that as a hydrate. You've used the highlight message, but I'll take that as a hydrate all the same. Cheers. Most likely because I have probably missed a hydrate somewhere in amongst all the mob spam. Who needs sleep anyway? Anyone who wants to be practical. You know, I highly recommend sleep. It is good for you. It makes the brain go burr. So, yeah, definitely get your sleep, guys. If you are in need of sleep, please go get it. You've got your ticket. You got your chance to win. Just grab some sleep. I won't be mad at you. If you're going away to go play Fortnite, then I'll be mad at you. But if you need to sleep because you got work the next morning or it's literally 5 AM in your time zone, yeah. No one's going to be upset. Get some sleep. In conclusion, sleep good, Fortnite bad. There we are. That is a practical consideration. I'm just going to keep bumping into everything on my arena. This is the way. What if I play DMC5? I've never played DMC5, so I don't have an opinion on it. I've never actually played Fortnite directly, but seen a couple friends playing it, watched a couple streams, watched a couple videos, decided, yeah, nah, not for me. I'm happy with one battle royale. I don't need another. Warframe better than sleep? I mean, have you slept? You know, I quite enjoy myself a good bit of sleep. I do quite enjoy myself, that. So, not sure on that one. Sleep is for the weak, just chug G. No. I actually turned down an energy drink sponsor. That's my opinion on energy drinks. I haven't yet come across one that I would be happy having on this channel. So if you do see an energy drink on this channel, you know they've done something to impress me. Otherwise, no. Sleep is better. Come on now. Sleep be good. If you don't sleep, you'll literally die. I mean, yeah, eventually. You'll probably pass out first, but yeah, eventually. How about a cup of Earl Grey? I'm more of an English breakfast fan. You know, I've got a nice cup of English breakfast right here. And that does me wonderful. You can play Wukong and sleep at the same time. Ooh, now that's a burn. That's a burn to the Wukong mains. Not entirely wrong either, but you know, we don't do that. Engineer own brand energy drink. I don't think I quite have the qualifications to fix the energy drink industry in that way, but I like your thinking. You know? If I can't find one I'm happy with, why not make my own? Good thinking, good thinking. Sleep so you can wake up at 10 o'clock? Okay, that's terrible. Whoever did that, you are playing a dangerous game, my friend. The moderators might just be a little bit timer happy if you start with that kind of stuff. Whoever said that, you are playing a very dangerous game. I've lost your username now, and that's good news for you. What Warframe is this? This is Eurali. She loves to skateboard on a flattened jellyfish. She looks like a depressed lily pad, at least with default colours. And she is continuing the frame of water-based Warframes that don't quite keep up with their fellows. But she's workable. Ish. She's workable in that, you know, if you make a lot of work and a lot of effort, you might get an experience you're happy with. You ready, the cousin of the real jellyfish, Ivara? I mean, Ivara! Now, Ivara is a wonderful Warframe. Oh, yes, indeed. But that's because she's not water-themed, I suppose. And she is stealth and poison frog-themed, or poison jellyfish-themed, depending on the prime. Eurali's dad is Hydroid? I mean, that's one of the headcanons that go around. I've heard various things about the relationship between Eurali and Hydroid. Some of them we don't like to talk about. So who's to know, really? Who's to know? Who is to know? When did we start making a family tree? When Ballast started implying things. You know, there was the sacrifice quest, and Ballast started making it personal about family and whatnot. And then family trees just kind of happened. People just started making predictions about what is, what isn't, what could be. Plus water go birth. Hey, we're finally done here. Alright, let's go. The thing about sortie missions is that I swear I'm at the level where I just don't have to really think about how bad they might be. I just kind of roll with them. So long as we're aware as to when radiation happens, we just roll with it. I remember struggling with the sortie as a newer player, much newer player. Oh, wrong way. And now we just kind of meme it with Eurali. Now we just meme it with Eurali. That took forever. I think you'll find that took 11 minutes and 28 seconds, which does feel like forever when you're using Eurali. I'll give you that. Yeah. How'd I do on the kills front? Ooh, almost the most. Almost. I was up against a Nezha Kuva Brahma, and I still got just 6 kills lower. You know what? I'll take it. That's the power of Spore Lacer. That is the power of Spore Lacer right there. Alright then, I would go switch frame, but the next request is also for Eurali, so let's just get cracking on, shall we? Let's get this sortie over and done with. Radiation mobile defense, what could go wrong? Exclamation mark, Warframe is still here? I mean, I don't have a reason to remove it, yeah, so it's still there. Hello Ed, I'm doing alright today, hope you're doing well yourself, dude. Does water really go burr? I mean, if you run it through a turbine. Which is what we want to do to Eurali some days. You love the water-type Warframes? Well, I mean, to each their own, you know. They wouldn't release a water-type Warframe if some people didn't love them. So, you know, some peeps. Hello, Rickaraz. I'm doing well, thanks. Hope you're doing well. Adam like saying, my clanmate managed to get a level 5 Lich with corrosive immunity and radiation resistance. Has a Toxin Kuvazar, and the only missions left are defense and battle defense. Any frame you'd recommend? Nezha with Safeguard. Nezha with Safeguard can put a protection onto the console as well as themselves that will protect from the status procs, which is a pretty big deal straight up. It'll also give a load of damage resistance, also a big deal. And Nezha can also produce health orbs, which makes his overall survival just that bit better too. Yeah. Oh, and there's a Rad proc. There is a radiation proc, and someone was playing Gara who just, with a rad proc, mass vitrified me. I am unable to move. Who did that? Cephalon Rage. Alright then. Right. Someone doesn't want to be my friend. Oh, and there's another radiation proc. We gotta watch out for those. Limbo, please keep them stasis. We are gonna really struggle if those procs hit us. I'm gonna stay this far away from the console. Don't you just love rad procs? When I'm using Eurali, no. Because I have absolutely no way to deal with it. Eurali is not rad proc friendly. The moment you thought Glassmaker was back, in a way they are. In a way. Let's see if we can complete this first time. Wow. I'm going to be very careful. I don't want to use either of my... Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I'm going to die. There it is. Yep. Have we got... Oh, we got Ash and Limbo. Who the hell hit me with a viral proc, then? Thank you. Who hit me with a viral proc? Because no one should have been shooting at that moment there. What percentage of my Eurali usage? Good question. Let's have a look. Just in the middle of a mission. Nothing could go wrong. What is my usage on Eurali now? Warframe, sort by use. No, we're going a bit further than we thought here. There she is, 1%. Eurali is the 1%, confirmed. There we go. So yeah, gonna be very careful, just stick to Limbo. Limbo will keep us alive. Anything other than Limbo will kill me. I'm going to use a little bit of extra crowd control because you never know, it might just save the day. It might not, but it also might. At least there's no Mesa. True, we got no Mesa, we've got no Sarum, we've got no Equinox, we've got no Ember. Honestly, the worst of it is having that Gara, and so long as the Gara doesn't cast when any of us have a rad proc, including herself, we're fine. If she does, then things go wrong very badly, very quickly, as in you will lose the console if everyone gets hit. I know, I have seen it, I have accidentally done it as a newer player. Alright, 2 down, 1 to go. I'm just going to focus on that crowd control more than anything. You know how Limbo makes Warframe look like Borderlands? It is an interesting filter, isn't it? Yeah. I personally would like it if, whilst you're in the Rift, non-rifted enemies went black and white, and vice versa. Grayscale them, just so you could really tell, oh, this is one I can't hit. Because they have this shimmering effect on them, but it is honestly kind of hard to see when everything is happening at once, like that. So I would like them to have a more significant appearance change. It would make life that bit easier. Am I going to play Soulframe? As and when it's released, I'll give it a try, yeah. It is about 1 million years away from being completed. Okay, well, at least a year away from being completed, so we'll have to wait and see on what we know about Soulframe. But for now, I'd say as and when it comes out, I'd like to. I'll give it a try. Stay away from those rad procs. Remember guys, if the bot tells you too many tickets, fail to enter, it's because you already have a ticket. You don't need to try again if you see that message. Yeah, Cephalon Rage. Gara's a great defensive frame until rad procs are happening. When rad procs happen, it goes bad. Gara plus rad procs is a great way to just nullify your entire team forever. This is one of the few frames that will lock you down in PvP. Not just hurt you, straight up lock you down. But we got through! First time we got through. That's a team that didn't want to be here forever. Excellent. No troll at the end, shooting at the console at the last second. We're amazing. What happens after we get a ticket? So once you got a ticket, you're in it to win it. The Gara Prime Access giveaway will be drawn at the end of this stream. I will contact the winner by direct message here on Twitch. So stick around to the end to see if you're the winner, or at the very least, check within the next day or so. Well, within the next day, not or so. Within the next day after the stream to see if you're the winner if you missed the end of it. If you're a console player and you win the raffle, do you send the pack or do one of the mods send it? I'll be contacting the winner here on Twitch regardless of what platform you're on, and it'll be sent to the winner directly through Warframe. Yep, 1 ticket per person, Rickaraz. 1 ticket per person. Alright, 2 missions are already down before we can get to Khora. 1 left to go, which is the Exterminate Energy Reduction. Oh, we're going to be sailing through this one. So whilst we sail through it, let's get a prediction going as well. We love doing this prediction every stream. Let's do it here as well. Take a gamble. What reward do you think we're going to get from today's sortie? If you click the blue spanner icon at the bottom of the chat window there, you'll be able to make your prediction on what reward do you think you'll get. And if you're correct, well, you're going to be earning a lot of spanners because there's 10 options to pick from there. Are we going to get a NASA Sculpture? Is it going to be Riven, a booster, maybe even a legendary core? Make your prediction. What do you check if you've won if you can't catch the stream at the end? Check your Twitch inbox if you get a message from me. Hooray, you won. If you didn't get a message, darn. The other thing you can do is, of course, check the replay of the stream, which will be here on Twitch as well, and you'll be able to just scroll to the end and see what happened.
The tower's neural sentry is operational.
Either which way, you'll be able to find out. But for now, I'm going to switch on this and start shooting. Because these enemies need to die. That's why we're here. Nothing particular against them, they're just... that's the job. That's just the job. Exterminate. Good old Dalek mission, you know? And in case you're wondering how I'm managing to get red crits, that's because the Spore Laser is pretty dope, and on your Rayleigh it gets even more powerful. The Spore Laser is a ridiculously powerful secondary. Because of course it's an AoE high crit secondary. I mean, you know, that's the current meta, isn't it? If you're forced to use your Rayleigh, bring out a Spore Laser, job done. I mean, obviously put some mods on it, but then yeah, job done. As you can see, it just kinda slapped. Only downside is the recharge time, but it's not too bad. A little bit of downtime is nothing. And mission complete. Mission complete. So you got a few seconds to get in on that prediction for the sortie. We've literally just finished the mission, and the prediction, which was running for 2 minutes, is still just about to close. What do you take about that? Oh, zip, 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 zip. There we are. Let's extract. There we go. That's a pretty quick mission. That's a lot faster than the mobile defense and the survival. And today we get... I mean, what else did we expect? Of course it's a NASA Sculpture. Of course it's a NASA Sculpture. 16 people believe there's going to be a NASA Sculpture. You're absolutely correct. Let's complete that prediction right there, right now. There we go. With the most amount of points going to Quamo. Quamo. All in with 320 points spent on that one. Well, you just got back nearly 3,000, I want to say. Somewhere around that. That's a win. That's a win right there. Cheers to that. Alright, sortie out of the way, Uranium requests out of the way. We've done all of that. There are no more Uranium requests. Snake Raider saying, let's have some ambient before I disappear. I mean, we can activate the ambient now. And a hydrate from QE6i. Cheers, mate. Cheers. Alright, we'll switch to the ambient. There was a request for ambient music now, so let's do that. Let me just quick switch over there. Awesome. So, let's have a look at Khora, shall we? Let's have a look at Khora. And of course, Khora Prime. In case any of you have been living under a rock, Khora Prime hasn't just been released. She's been released with 2 new Prime weapons as well. So that is the Dual Carriers Prime and Hystrix Prime. Neither of which I've got yet, but you know, working there. Working there. Was my Tenacon stream not saved? Sorry, Animosity. Because it was a co-stream, I wasn't allowed to save it. It's Twitch rules on that one, so there is no save for that one. Because effectively, I was streaming someone else's content, i.e. Warframe themselves. So yeah, the rules are I can't save that one. If you missed it, you've unfortunately missed it. So yeah, we got Khora Prime. We're going to give her a whirl. Now, I've already been doing a lot of work ahead of time because I'm working on a full build guide video for Khora Prime, as well as for Venari Prime and a stat stick. And you know what? Praedos is actually a pretty good stat stick when it comes to Khora Prime. If you've not got a redonkulous Riven going around, I'm quite happy with Praedos because it has some passive stats which just are nice, like sprint, speed, and slide. You've got the opportunity for initial combo, for parkour velocity, for picking up additional combo from collecting ammo. All of these are actually nice to have on a melee weapon on top of all of the perks it can give you. The initial combo especially comes in quite handy for one of the builds. So yeah, Khora Prime, Praedos, a match made in heaven as far as I'm concerned. There are other weapons which can give you more initial combo. Although the only one that actually matters, I think, is the Fragor Prime. And, well, I mean, if you want to use the Fragor Prime, go ahead. I'm quite happy with the Praedos. So, yeah. Before going into all the bits and pieces of the build, let's just have a quick look as to how they play. So, Cephalon Rage, Khora Cop, Excess, thank you very much, guys, for joining in on the sortie. Maybe able to bring you in later on other missions, or we may cycle out to other people. But for now, thank you very much, you guys, for joining us. See you guys in a bit. Combo plays nicely into Whiplore? Absolutely, yeah. The whole point I'm talking about combo there and the Praedos is for Whiplore specifically. So let's just take a quick step away. Take a quick step away from public missions and just give Khora a whirl, you know? Let's just give her a whirl. We're going to steal path mission. We're going to go to the Survival on Draco. It's a nice testing ground because there's no knocks, there's no nullifiers. It's good to get a feel for what a frame can do. Who's my favourite Warframe? Lavos. I am a Lavos main, through and through. How do I manage to sound so professional even on stream? Your voice sounds amazing. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I suppose it comes from just not wanting to sound like where I grew up. Where I grew up, the accent is not amazing, and even as a young lad, I was like, no, I don't want this accent. It sounds horrible. And so I didn't. How do I feel about Khora's bulbous headwear? I think it's an interesting part of her design. I think it helps to identify who she is. Right, I think I've got my combo build based on those non-kills there. There we are. This is not a good starting spot, not gonna lie. Not a good starting spot, but we can get some damage building. I'm out of energy. Ah, that's the only problem with this build. You need some energy to start happening. Ah, there we are. I'm on my... Oh, I'm on that build. I'm on my Xeneric build. Okay, this is not my combo build. Right. Combo build is kind of a little bit better for this mission, but there we are. We got energy. Finally, I had an energy orb drop. It procced my Arcane Energize. I now have energy to get this done with. And you can see, now we've gotten past that initial setup stage of just getting the first token bits going. We can kind of get some damage done. You know, the enemies are just kind of blundering in, and oh, you can just see it pouring through. Is combo for Whiplore separate from the melee weapon or shared? It's shared. It is absolutely shared. So that is why you must avoid using infinite combo weapons or paused combo weapons. You cannot use the Zoris. You cannot use, I believe it's Tenet Livia and Tenet Grigori. Using those two on Khora will instantly remove your entire combo. All of it. So do not use those weapons. In my previous video about statistics, I called out the Zoros because the Tenet weapons didn't exist then. Tenets are also bad now. Absolutely. Oh, that's a long message from King Griff. Hello, all. You are amazing. Your video is helping me teach my son to play Warframe. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for all the video to do, sir. Thank you from Washington State. Nice. Welcome there to, well, welcome to the Twitch stream. Welcome from the UK to Washington. We've got people all over today. We've got people from the UK, people from the Philippines, people from Washington. Where else are everyone from? In case you're wondering about what accent I chose not to have, I'm not going to go into that detail. We went over that on my AMA stream back at the start of the year. If you missed that one, you can check it on the replays channel. Exclamation mark replays to get a link to that one. But yeah, we don't need to go into that history too much. We've got people here from Norway, Romania, Sweden, Austria, Chicago. I love how a lot of people post their country that they're from, like UK, Sweden, Norway, yada yada. Oh, I need to activate a defense ability. But then when it comes to the US, we get the state. Or even the city. Like New York, Chicago, Texas. The US is just that big that we have to narrow it down. I love that. Let's see, we've got Germany here, Finland, Barcelona. Well, there's me being shown up, unless that's Barcelona, US. Switzerland, the Bronx, Poland, Chile, another Germany, Earth. Okay, yeah. Way to specify you're not Elon Musk. So, as you can see, we're on the steel path here, and Whiplore do kind of be slapping. Or whipping, if you really want to go that way. Khora kind of slaps. This is completely solo. This is a Rivenless build. So you could get even more if you had a suitable Riven weapon for your melee. I don't have that. Or rather, I do have a Riven for a melee, but I'm doing this entirely without a Riven for demonstration purposes. Now the life support, because of the rumour in, the life support isn't amazing here. We are draining a bit, but we have got life support modules available to us that we can recover from as well. So even if we don't perfectly maintain life support, although I have picked up all of a sudden, we can still get hold of more. So overall you can see that this build is just kind of, you know, it's self-sustaining. The energy is not running out. I've not even had to use my Xeneric again. Just at the start we use Xeneric, but thereafter I'm not using Naramon, not using Xeneric, and we are slapping. So there we go. As you can see, she's a pretty capable frame. And you can use this approach... Oh dear, I am falling out of the terrain. You can use this approach on various mission types. I'm just doing survival, just so we don't have to focus anything specific. But you can absolutely do this elsewhere. And this is completely unprimed too. We're not using a prime or secondary or primary weapon to give status effects. Still slaps. We're not trying to use some crazy slash viral build. Still slaps. We're not having to do a million key presses per second with some crazy setup with operator, dash, and God knows what else. Still slaps. So I think this 5 minutes gives you a good idea that life support has absolutely maintained. Let's get out of here. Let's have a look at how and why this build works. And let me show you as well the other builds that you can work towards here, because this isn't even the strongest one. Based on what's just transpired here, including seeing that I'm on Xeneric, that tells me which build I'm on. This isn't even the strongest one. This is just the good enough for pretty much everything build, rather than the we'll slap the face off God build. Radish Face saying, just rolled a Gram Riven with crit, combo chance, and melee damage. Okay, cool. That's a decent one. If you put it on Gram, it'll be stronger than on Gram Prime, so just be aware of that. You'll want to put it onto Gram rather than Gram Prime. Short Broken saying, hi Engineer. Or Engineer, mate. First stream, love your tutorial, you guided me through Warframe. Awesome, dude. Hope you enjoy the stream as well. Welcome on in. How's Khora's cat? She's doing. She's doing. I'll be honest, Khora's cat, Venari, isn't that amazing. She isn't that amazing. So I think that would be a good place for us to start, in fact. I think that would be a good place for us to start in terms of what we can look at. So the Venari ability here. For those of you who aren't familiar, Venari has 3 different modes. She can attack, she can protect, but most importantly, she heal. That meme is absolutely on point when it comes to Venari. So in her attack mode, Venari will seek out enemies and attack them and do not a lot of damage. You can mod her for more damage. I say her, I don't know if Venari is female, male, or other, but you know what? You can mod it for more damage. You can mod Venari for more damage. You take the pronoun you want for your Venari. Everyone can have their own as far as I'm concerned. And that damage is still relatively anemic because, you know, if we look at Venari here, the stats, they're just not crazy. It's a cat at the end of the day. It's not a gun. It's not a rocket launcher. It's not a void-powered whip. It's a cat. How can we tell if you've already claimed a ticket? If you do exclamation mark ticket and the bot says, nope, nope, can't enter, you got too many tickets, you already got a ticket. So if the bot responds to you with either yes or no on the ticket, you're already in. That's it.
You're all right,
so,
Doc.
yeah. So Venari, she's not great for damage, which means we want to look at the other stuff. But first thing, Avuzlx. Is that how I pronounce your name? Avuzlx with the 250 bits. Thank you very much. Saying, big fan of your content, especially how analytical and informative it is. What's your recommendation for the optimal Khora static Riven? You can gain conflicting answers. You will do. If I'm going to spend several thousand plat on a Riven, oh god, wow. I want to try to get the most optimal. Some say crit damage, crit chance melee damage, or crit damage, crit chance elemental. For those with a dual sword or dual cleavers, do you recommend using the weapon augment blade of truth? Okay, there's a lot to unpack there, and we are working through it. So again, thank you very much for the 250 bits. In terms of a Riven, you are onto the right stats. The optimal will depend on exactly the stats you get, what weapon you're using it on, what mod you intend to replace, and basically how much you really want to spend shopping around. You know, sometimes just playing the game works. But yeah, the exact stats you're looking for, you're already on the right line there. Damage, crit damage. I wouldn't go crit chance, but damage, crit damage, elemental damage, and if you want an initial combo, those are pretty much your top ones. Leonly, yes, correct. If the bot responds to you and says too many tickets, you're already in. Absolutely. Master Chief, what is your favourite Prime Warframe in terms of default appearance? Also, thank you for your guides. They have helped me out a ton. Appreciate it, my dude. In terms of appearance, just default appearance, Gara Prime. Gara Prime is absolutely stunning. What a glow up from base Gara. Gara Prime is gorgeous as a base Warframe. Like, come on. Come on. I mean, I've retouched the colours ever so slightly, I think. Maybe? Have I even done that? Yeah, I've made the colours ever so slightly more high contrast, but otherwise, she just works. She's gorgeous. Oh, and I changed the energy colour on the sides here. So I did make some edits, but she just looks great off the bat. But we're not talking about her today. We're talking about Khora. We're talking about Khora, not Gara. I know they sound similar, but you know, you'll forgive me on that. So yeah, as I was saying about Venari, let's get back to Venari for a moment, guys. Venari is not great for attacking, okay? Damage is just, or its damage is just not good enough. With the Protect mode, Venari goes from attacking some nearby enemies to attacking the nearest enemy to Khora. Not really much of a change. Her ability changes as well, so instead of snaring one enemy and smacking at it, Venari will instead disarm a nearby enemy. Every now and then, but it's again not that amazing all told. You see the disarmament happening in that graphic there, disarm and knockdown, but it's just, yeah. So where Venari is most useful in my opinion is that it is Khora's source of healing. When Venari is set to heal mode, Venari will stay close to whoever needs healing, whoever is lower on health, and activate a healing aura. So if you are alone in a mission, Venari is always going to try and heal you. And that heal is not small, it has a base 50 health per second. With the build I've gone for on my Khora, it's down to 20 health per second, but you know, if you need more than 20 health per second healing on a frame with very little armor, you're probably going to struggle. You're probably going to struggle. So that 20 health per second, it fixes chip damage, and that is honestly one of the best uses for Venari in my opinion, is using that heal to keep yourself going, so you don't have to worry about trying to fit some kind of lifesteal into your build or use a different ability. If you are going to subsume out anything, Venari's probably the one to go for. Venari is almost certainly the one to go for in terms of that. So then, if we're not looking at Venari, if Venari is not really all that amazing, well, how do we actually mod her to at least do the best? And this is what I've come up with. This is the build that I'm most satisfied with when it comes to Venari. So the primary focus here are these defensive mods. We've got Metal Fiber, Enhanced Vitality, we're giving her as much health and armor as possible. You'll notice I'm not using the Link mods, and if I just show you that for a moment, Enhanced Vitality to Link, we see the health goes down. The same is true with Link Armor. If I switch in that, the armor goes down. The reason being because we're not using Vitality or Steel Fiber on Khora, and I highly recommend keeping it that way, because she doesn't need it. There's no point using Link mods, they're actually worse than just using the base mods. If you are using Vitality or Steel Fiber on Khora, then sure, go for Link mods, but you don't need it. The other things we're supporting Venari here, we got Synth Fiber. This will double your armor whenever it procs, and that should be proccing reasonably often. Health orbs aren't exactly hard to come by. So that will help keep Venari alive a lot more. And Pack Leader here as well is also giving Venari even more survivability, because your melee attacks are healing Venari. Fun fact, Whiplore is a melee attack. I mean, it should be pretty obvious, but, you know, it might feel like a ranged weapon attack to some people. It is a melee attack. 6% lifesteal doesn't seem like a lot at first. If you first see this mod, you might be like, well, 6%, how far is that really going to take me? Why don't I rank up this mod? You don't need to waste the capacity on rank it up. With 1,820 health and a 6% lifesteal, to full heal Venari from 1 hit point to max, with this mod as it is, you would need to deal around 30,000 damage in a single hit. Whiplore does a little bit more than 30,000 damage, so this will one-hit heal Venari to maximum in almost every circumstance. You just have to mess up, seriously mess up, for this not to be a full heal, so there's no point ranking it up. Outside the rest of that, we got Fetch and we got Prime Animal Instinct. I mean, just why not? In terms of the Pinjaga polarity, this one here, as the precepts, there's just... Yeah, the others just aren't amazing. The others just aren't amazing, so skip that. Prime Dimensional Instinct is just a staple. It gives you so much enemy radar, which helps you understand where you should be positioning yourself next. I always recommend it. I always recommend it. Absolutely no pack leader, any builds that work with it? You're looking at it. You're looking at it. Just if you do melee damage, minimum rank pack leader, you're good. The only way this wouldn't be good on a melee build is because you are doing pitiful damage, like you've got an unmodded Skarner. Then, yes, worry. Otherwise, no, it's fine. You'll be fine. Outside of that then, the remaining mods, we got Sharpen Claws, Maul, Swipe, and Hunter Recovery. They're a bit all over the place, that's just placement. I don't want to think about a better placement, so we're just leaving them where they are. With these, Swipe means that Venari is going to be hitting more enemies when Venari is attacking. Sharpen Claws means that when Venari attacks, they might decide to just remove the entire armor from a target. That can come in handy. Maul is just improving that damage. It fits the V polarity. There's not a lot we really want to put there, to be quite honest with you. So that's about the best one we've got out of the options. And it is quite a substantial damage increase, even if the damage is still relatively anemic. Finally then, Hunt's Recovery. When your companion deals damage, you heal from that. So it's the opposite of Pack Leader. Luke the Cripple asking, how does the giveaway work again? You get a ticket then, and then when the stream ends, or at the end of the stream, I'll be doing the draw to see who's the winner and contact that winner via Twitch direct message. So stick around to the end to know for certain if you won, or at the very least in the next 24 hours, check for the message to say you've won and how to actually claim it. If you don't get it, then, well, you didn't win. Pretty obvious at that point. There is a chance that whoever wins doesn't claim it, in which case I'll do a redraw 24 hours later. So yeah, with this build, it's basically focused on keep Venari alive with these 4 mods here, get a little bit of passive use out of Venari here, and then, well, if you're going to smack something, you might as well help me, you know, gal? Might as well do something helpful, but we don't need to focus on Venari for damage. We really don't. Thoughts on a Skarner only run on a new account through the star chart? If that's what floats your boat, Daddy J, do that, because there's no reason you should, there's no reason you shouldn't, other than just, are you having fun? Sure, why not? Ladrino, cheers. Again, guys, if the bot tells you you've got too many tickets, it's because you've already entered. Job done. Just enjoy the stream, my dudes. Alright, so with Venari out of the picture then, if we don't really need to worry about Venari, aside from making them look absolutely beautiful, since last stream I have added in the blue colouring on them to match them in with my Khora, so the base colour here, I think the base colour I went for, was it Mesa Blue? Yeah, Mesa Blue on the base colour, tertiary colour, I think again the Mesa Blue. On the secondary colour, I've gone for Origin Black. No, I haven't. Which one did I get? Singularity Black, there we go, yeah. Yeah, Singularity Black, because it's just slightly darker. Despite how that looks, Singularity Black is slightly darker on that panel. So those are the colours I've gone for there. And then the emissive, the blue, changes up the eyes to fit it a little bit more, because it started off something reddish, and I prefer the blue. I prefer the blue. What's the max amount of tickets that can be given in total? Infinite. If 2 million people somehow got here today and joined in, then 2 million tickets would be handed out. Well, if 2 million people asked for a ticket. No limit on the number of tickets they'll be handed out, but it's 1 per person. If you try to get around that and I see that happening, well, I'll just ban you forever for being a dick. Rule 1. Alright, so I've gone over to Venari to a perfectly fair extent now. Let's have a look at what I've done with Khora. I will be doing a video on this as well, so if you do miss any of the details, don't worry, there will be a video coming out on these builds. This is the build I'm most satisfied with when it comes to Khora, though. This is most satisfied when it comes to Khora. You see, with Khora here, these other abilities, Whipclaw, Ensnare, and Strangledome, they all key off range. So range is a crucial stat, especially as these two are Khora's survivability. That range determines how much of the room you are locking down. So if you are not using range, you are asking Khora to die, unless you got someone else helping you. Do I do fan parties in Warframe? Yeah, when I'm doing missions that don't need to be solo, or need to be very carefully controlled, absolutely, fans can join in. But yeah, so these ones are the range we'll be using, or these are the reason we're using so much range. Also, Ensnare and Strangledome use duration, but we don't need too much of it because the idea is the enemies aren't going to live more than a few seconds. So duration of 23 seconds here, duration of 17 seconds there. If the enemies aren't dead by then, you're doing something wrong. So it's fine to have the duration held at about neutral, nothing too crazy. Do I recommend to infuse any abilities on Khora? I don't think it's necessary, but if you are going to do anything, it will go in place of Venari. But you don't need to do anything on Khora, it will be a matter of preference at that point. With regards to then Whiplore, now Whiplore is the one that also wants strength, but we don't need to use strength. As you notice here, I've got it down at 40%. Some of you, many of you, should already be familiar with accumulating Whiplore. What this one does is every time you hit 3 enemies, it says it gives you a 35% stacking damage bonus. That is wrong. What it actually does is it adds 35% strength to Whiplore, which means that at maximum bonus here, this stacks all the way up to 350%, and so your Whiplore strength is 390%, even though we have minimum strength on this build, not counting Aura. So that's pretty damn powerful right there. That is a heck of a lot of strength to have on one ability from one single mod, and it means we can use Overextended for that massive range boost without having to worry in the slightest. Putting this all together then, we got Rolling Guard because, you know, every time you play Khora, you're going to come across the occasional moments where your shield breaks or where a nasty toxin proc or something hits you. This is your, oh no, please don't kill me moment. We got Flow so we can make best use of the incoming energy. Sometimes you get bursts of energy from Arcane Energize. You want the capacity to keep you going when the energy orbs stop dropping so much. The rest of this build then, Overextended, Fleet Expertise, Stretch, Augur Message, and Prime Continuity. That is all focused on those casting stats, which is amazingly good for it. You've just seen it in action. It does the job. Now with the Arcanes, these are not ones you can ignore. These are absolutely not ones you can ignore. Why Prime Sure-Footed? Oh yeah, we'll do that first, then we'll look at the others. Prime Sure-Footed, 100% chance to resist knockdown. If you have an enemy get through your Ensnare or get through your Strangledome, if you run out of energy, if something goes wrong on that side, basically there are a number of enemies, certainly Xmas enemies, which can knock you down. And the very last thing you need as Khora Prime is to become unable to react to enemies, even for a second. If you're out on the Steel Path, you got no backup other than your pet Venari, which is, let's face it, not doing a lot, and you've got a couple Grenadier gunning you down because you got knocked down, you're going to die quick. She doesn't survive if the enemies are not controlled. So Prime Sure-Footed means that you do not get knocked down, you do not get staggered, you can keep going. That is crucial. So if you don't have Prime Sure-Footed, you can play without it. Just remember then, it will make it where you are that much more vulnerable to being put into a position where you just evaporate. Isn't Prime Sure-Footed 99.99%? I've heard that. I've never had it fail on me, so maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. Oh, I have missed a message here. Apparently, Leo Lituku's a bigger fan. Well, you can say that in Twitch chat. Evie, thank you very much for resubscribing. Now on to 11 months. My dude, thank you very much for resubscribing there once again at tier 1. Appreciate it. 1 more month away from the full pot. Cheers on that. What about adaptation instead of Rolling Guard? Terrible idea. Absolutely terrible idea. And I don't mean to shut you down, but I mean to point out why that's not a good idea. Evie, by the way, I just missed the message there from the actual resub. Greens Ken, been away too long. Real life does stuff. I get you, dude. I figured something was going on there. At least you are back for now. Welcome, dude. So, the reason that you don't want to use adaptation instead of Rolling Guard, what adaptation does, a lot of people see adaptation, where is it? A lot of people see adaptation and go, oh, 90% damage resistance, that's huge! 90% damage resistance is going to be amazing for me! No, it's not, because you need to take damage in order for this to activate. If you are taking damage as Khora with a 50% damage reduction on your health and no damage reduction on your shields, you're going to die. You can take teeny tiny bits of damage here or there, your shield gating will protect you from something, we got brief respite to get those shields back up, but basically if you are taking a bunch of damage, you are going to die. If you have gone into your health, you are in a very, very, very bad spot. Adaptation is not going to save Khora because she is not a tanky frame. So instead, Rolling guard is that 3 seconds I need to survive button. That is your emergency get out of whatever is trying to murder you and give you those 3 seconds you need to then hit Strangle Dome, Ensnare, or just turn to that one Xmas unit that's being a dick and shoot him in the head. Whatever you need to do to survive. Adaptation will not give you those 3 seconds. Adaptation will not even give you 1 second if the wrong status proc hits you. We all know what those Arson Xmas are like. Those heat procs do not mess around. Likewise against the Infested, the Toxin procs do not mess around. This will save your life. This will save your life in a level 30 mission. If you're doing a level 30 mission and you need adaptation, you're doing it wrong. So yeah, Khora's not a tanky frame, Rolling Guard not adaptation. That's again why Prime Sure-Footed is here, because even though we're not using a staggering attack, we're not self-staggering, if we get knocked down, we die. You might survive, but do you want to take that chance? I don't. Rick was saying, question, I know AoE abilities don't affect Xmas units, wrong, but do damage dealing abilities also have no effect on their shield? Okay, so you've said AoE abilities and then you've said damage dealing abilities. Those are two different things which overlap. AoE abilities do affect them, crowd control doesn't. Different thing. AoE means affecting an area. Damage is damage. They overlap. So, yeah. Alright, we've gone through the mods here. Let's look at these Arcanes, because these Arcanes are crucial to getting the most out of Khora. Firstly, Arcane Energize. You saw, if you were here just 20 minutes ago, you saw at the start of that mission, actually maybe 15, that when I ran out of energy, I was a little bit panicking. I needed to use my Xeneric Focus School to get some energy going. Without any energy, Arcane Energize is our way to get back to being able to play the game. If we don't have that, when we pick up an energy orb, we'll pick up enough to cast Whiplore twice, or cast Ensnare once. We won't even have enough to cast Strangle Dome, and that's it, job done, we're over. So Energize is turning that 25 energy into 175. That's huge. With 175 energy, we can cast it as 17 more times. That should be a lot of dead enemies. A heck of a lot of them. Have a quick look here. We go into last mission results. In that 6 minutes, we killed 482 enemies with 187 abilities cast. So very roughly speaking, we're killing, what, 2.5 enemies every time we cast an ability. On average there. So with that 17 casts of that, we should be looking at about 50 enemies dead. By that point, you should probably be picking up some more energy. So this will do you a good load. Now someone just asked, is adaptation recommendable for content below level 100? Adaptation isn't about the level you're against. Adaptation is about putting it onto a frame that is designed to take health damage. If I quickly show you a good example, if we head over to my Lavos here, you'll notice the difference between Lavos and Khora. My Lavos with the right setup, 1,500 armor, 2,000 health. He can take health damage. He can take enough hurt that adaptation will stack up and stay up. And by that point, he's even more survivable. So a frame like Lavos can survive. Am I sure about fleeting? Your efficiency is so high you won't shield gate that easy? Yes, I'm 100% certain about it. From testing, I am absolutely, completely certain about it. No question of it. Let me explain on that, because I know a lot of people think shield gating is the be-all and end-all, and if you don't get 100% shields in a single cast, then it's a waste of time. That's not how the game works. That is absolutely not how the game works. Why does it say 0 energy on Lavos? Lavos doesn't have energy. That's why. So with Fleeting Expertise, this cast here has been brought down to 10 energy, with Brief Respite and Augur Message giving us 190% conversion. That will give us 19 shields on cast. 19 shields on cast may not sound like a lot, and that's because it's not a lot. Even if we bring down our shields using the Dragon Key. Let me just grab that real quickly. Some of y'all were thinking, oh, but you can use the Dragon Key. The Dragon Key will be amazing. Which one is it again? It was Decaying. Yep, Decaying. There we go. We go back to Khora. Does it want to show here? It doesn't. Never mind. Oh, well, I tried. That's going to bring it down, but it's not going to bring it down to 19. So, spamming out your Whiplore, it's still not going to be enough. If you skip out on Fleeting Expertise, if you just take away that efficiency, you're going to be able to cast Whiplore 2.5 times less based on the amount of energy incoming. Now, if you think you've got a lot of energy incoming, well, great, sure, go for it. If you've got endless energy pooling into you, great. If you run out of energy, you're dead. That's it, game over. Go back to zero. You've just lost all of your combo because you're going to have to revive yourself. You've just lost all of your work. You have no energy, you're not getting kills, the life support's ticking down if you're doing that mission, or they're going to start taking over the interception point, whichever mission you're in. Running out of energy is a very, very, very bad thing on Khora if you're in a mission that actually requires this level of investment. With fleeting expertise, that investment continues to work. You can continue to strike your enemies. It does reduce the duration on Ensnare and Strangledome, but newsflash, reducing their duration down by a little bit, because let's scroll to the end just so I don't lose the mod. If we increase their duration, let's see here, we got a 35-second duration without it, or 23 seconds with it. But for the same energy to cast it for the 35 seconds, you can instead cast it at least twice over, and then you got enough energy for half another cast. You'll get more uptime. You'll get more uptime. Having 40,000 energy plates is an easier solution. Sure, if you want to keep on spending the resources, by the way, you can't use them all the time on Steel Path, so I hope you're not getting yourself into any trouble there. If you want to get energy from another source, you absolutely can. You can focus on getting loads more energy. It does mean you have to subsume over this, and you have to subsume over it with an energy generating ability. Why not have to get energy from an ability, and instead you could just have yourself get even more damage? I mean, that would be great. Imagine just having even more damage rather than having to worry about just piling on the energy because you're running low again. Just use Gareth's ability and augment for it? Cool. What are you taking out for the augment? That's where things start to go wrong for you. If you start having to fill in gaps because you're trying to shortchange the build, you'll find that you are running down. You can't equip two of the same Arcane Ragnos, no. Arcane Energize, it's an incredible source of energy. It frees up basically every other consideration because this on its own is enough energy. You don't need to use Xeneric unless you just completely bottom out of energy like we did at the start. Normally you don't need Xeneric. You won't need your energy pizzas. You won't need to try and just go for some massive amount of duration. This efficiency is enough. You don't need to bring in another ability, so you can subsume on anything you damn well please. All of it is solved by one single arcane. Yes, it's expensive, that's why. It's good. It's very, very good. It's incredibly good. Use it. 1,800 plat on Warframe market? Okay, cool, get farming. I'm sorry, I didn't realise we were making a build for someone who'd only just started the game. If you just started out the game, then yeah, sure, take off your Prime Footed, take off your Arcane Energize, take off your Accumulated Whiplore, because you don't have that as well. Seriously. I'm not making the build to say, well, if you've only just got around to leveling up Khora, go for it. And I'm saying this is where you should be working towards. If you aren't here yet, sure, we've got 1,000,001 different ways you can break the build. But let's start by looking at the Maximize build and then work down from there, is the way I see it. If you're having to throw out energy pizzas constantly, well, you're just going to be running into a brick wall as soon as you start running out of them, as soon as the game limits when you can place them down. If the game says you can't place them down because it's still on cooldown, you'll be doing better off by just not having to worry about double, triple, quadruple dipping on energy sources, and instead, bap, you can cast forever, as I just demonstrated earlier. I feel like some people miss that mission where I did just use Khora Prime perfectly fine on her own, no backup, no energy pizzas, no on-call crew. It works. Now, as for Arcane Fury, this is also not really an optional one if you're trying to get the absolute max out of Khora. You see, on critical hit, you gain plus 180% melee damage. With the build I'm going to show you for her stat stick, you should always be critting. You should always be hitting crits, which means this is always going to activate because you're going to hit plenty of enemies as well. That 60% chance is basically guaranteed at that point. So you're almost always going to have that 180% melee damage. And because of that, things like the Jaw Sword with their 100% bonus damage augment is a waste of time. Seriously. You don't need to use the Jaw Sword, and that's why I'm using Praedos. I've already gone over the Pilfering Claw build. I haven't gone over the alternative builds as yet, and these are only slight changes because they only need slight changes. We'll stick with the Whiplore for the moment, so you fully understand that, then move over. So with the stat stick then, there are two different ways you can go about a stat stick in terms of Khora. You've got either going for an initial combo build or a full combo build. With the initial combo, the idea here is that you don't need to build up combo to get started, you don't need to do any crazy work. This is more suitable for a non-endless mission, or if you're doing low-level missions. This is one where you just go in, hit the ground running, job done. Surprised I've run fleeting on Khora? I've just gone over it. It's quite a level there, guys, as to why. Basically comes down to the energy efficiency means at that point you can just do as you please. You don't need to supplement it. You can subsume it on anything you want to. With fleeting expertise, brief respite, and with Arcane Energize, you're basically got all the defense you need. Is that damage absolute or multiplicative? Neither, Ragnos. It's additive to pure damage. That Arcane we just mentioned is pure damage. So with this build here, this one allows you to, as I say, hit the ground running. You don't need to build up combo. Building up combo will make it stronger. You do get more damage as you build up combo. But if you run out of combo, this is still going to be strong enough to work in the vast majority of missions. We just saw it in use in the Steel Path Survival mission. It works. The two sacrificial mods here together are doing a great amount of work because, of course, the two mods together buff each other up. That gives us a heck of a lot of crit chance here. We have then Prime Fever Strike, Shocking Touch, and Virulent Scourge, giving us a load of corrosive damage. As you can see there, it's basically just corrosive on this Praedos. And that's because corrosive is pretty much the best all-round damage type if not using status effects. This build mostly ignores status effects. We've got one status mod here. It doesn't really care about it. Which mod will I replace with a Riven on these builds? Whichever one your Riven replaces, Avuz. Because if you've got a crit damage Riven, you replace this one. If you've got a electric Riven or a toxin Riven, you replace one of these two. If you've got an initial combo Riven, you replace this one. That's how. So with that, we've obviously got the crit damage to go with the crit chance. And then Corrupt Charge, by giving us initial combo, that is making it where our combo obviously starts higher and is always that minimum, which gives us bonus damage. It gives us 50% bonus damage because that's just how Whiplore works, and it gives us bonus from Gladiator Might. So this is actually doing a lot of work for just 30 combo, and that's part of why we want the Praedos. Because of the Praedos' 15 initial combo, you can also get 20 from Heliocore, Cyanoid Heliocore. You can get 20 from Furax Wraith and 30 from Fraggle Prime. I think it's those three weapons. Or you can get it from a Riven. With those together, you get yourself that combo of 3 times or higher just to start with, making this build that much stronger, hitting the ground running. But you can make it even better. If instead you feel like doing a endless mission, if you are happy to switch Zeneric over to Naramon, or if you trust yourself to hit enemies often enough that you don't even need to do that, say for example if you have got on your primary and secondary, if you've got secondary dexterity giving you more combo duration, then you can take it a step further. That's with the Whiplore combo build. This is where we go full combo. At this point we're then making use of Blood Rush, giving us at full combo plus 440% critical chance.
Woo-wee! Will you look at that?
I don't even know what that sound effect was. What was that? What was... Oh, that's a tip coming on in. I've not heard that one in a very, very long time. I don't even know where to find the message from that one really quickly. Hold on, that's going to be over here. Holy dooly, what do we just get there? My dashboard doesn't even want to tell me. My dashboard doesn't even want to tell me what just happened there. Hello. Excuse me a moment. There it is. That's from Oslord tipping £20. Good lord. So I've been using Dual Zoran since 2014, he says, and at this point, even though I know it's terrible, I want to push it to the limit. So I've got unlimited plat and such to build the absolute best Dual Zoran. How do I do it? You know what, mate? We'll cover that after we're finished up with the builds here on Khora. How's that sound? We'll do the Dual Zoran after that. Sound effects caught me off guard? Yeah, it caught me off guard as well, Animosity. I've not heard that one in a very long time. So, thank you very much there, Oslord, or Murder123, for the £20. I really appreciate it, dude. We'll do that after. Remind me once we're done with the whole Khora bit, and I'll go through that one for you. Do you need to use the Praedos or can you use any stat stick? You can use any. The Praedos is one of the best ones out there, like seriously one of the best, but you can use any melee weapon. The best melee weapon is the one you have forward or the one you have a Riven for, preferably both. That'll be the absolute best, but Praedos is otherwise joint second place. Joint second place. Do the Praedos evolutions work with Whiplore? There's none that need to work with Whiplore, but we'll see why the others matter anyway. So, with the rest of this build here, as I was saying, this is giving us loads of crit chance. That's 440. Gladiator Might, that's giving us another 110% crit chance. Sacrificial Seal is giving us another 220% crit chance. So these three mods together are giving us a total of 880% bonus critical chance on our Whipclaw, which is a staggeringly high amount. Would I recommend the Zoris as a stat stick? No, do not ever use the Zoris as a stat stick. Zoris, Tenet Livia, Tenet Grigori, never, ever, 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 ever use them as a stat stick. Reason being, as soon as you use a stat stick ability, any stat stick ability, your combo gets reset to 0. Gone. Do not use the Zoris. I'll put that in big old bright red letters on the video that's upcoming on this, don't you worry. So we got loads of crits. We got crit damages before. Well, we've switched over to Prime Pressure Point because at this point we've got so much critting coming that the pure damage bonus is actually better. And once again, we've gone for the triple elemental mods, giving us loads of elemental damage. If Praedos is second, what is first? The one you have the best Riven for. First place goes to whatever you have a Supreme Riven for. But Supreme Rivens are not cheap, which is why I'm focusing on second place. Everyone and their dog can get hold of Praedos in a reasonable amount of time. You just go do the quest, unlock Praedos, job done. Simple as that. So, with that all considered then, this gives you a lot of damage. This gives you a crazy amount of damage altogether. And that's because when you've got maximum combo, you get 275% multiplicative bonus to your damage on Whipclaw. You've got all of these mods at full pelt, giving you all those bonuses to Whipclaw. And if we go back to Khora Prime, we've got Arcane Fury giving you bonus damage to Whipclaw as well. It's because of that 180% damage bonus to melee damage that we don't need to use an augment like on the Jaw Sword, and we don't need to use Spoiled Strike. Spoiled Strike is the same as those augments you'll find on the Jaw Sword, on whatever the other two weapons are. Augments you pick up from the Syndicates. Because they all give plus 100% damage, and then something else which you don't really care about. The attack speed doesn't affect Khora here, the augments don't have an effect on Whipclaw either. But that plus 100 damage, if you don't have that arcane, that one absolutely should be replacing Virulent Scourge. At that point, this is better. But you don't need it. Weeping Wounds? No. I'll go over that in just a sec. So that's why we got triple elemental, because of the arcane. So we've got 165 plus 180% pure damage. If we didn't have that arcane, you make that switch. Otherwise, yeah, triple elemental is the way to go. And trust me, I've done the math on it. I'll be releasing that math to the Patreon as and when I get the video going up as well. Now, the reason why Weeping Wounds isn't desirable here is because Whipclaw, this one right here, has a 20% status chance. Okay? With 20% status chance, well, if we did grab Weeping Wounds here, this one right here, this would give us a, what's it, 440% bonus to our status chance. Add that onto Virulent Scourge, we're now at 500%. In total, our status chance goes from 20% up to 120%. Although, with just this mod, it's already 32%. 120% with every single cast, which means you are spreading across all of the enemies, a guaranteed status proc, and a chance of one more. Take a look at the amount of damage we got here. It is all corrosive, and that is intentional, because corrosive will ignore 75% of ferrite armor. 75% of ferrite armor, that is a huge amount to ignore on the steel path, because that is half of all Grineer, including things like heavy gunners. You definitely want to be skipping their armor. That is skipping the armor found on many sentients. That is skipping the armor found on certain infested units. That is skipping the armor found on acolytes. That is skipping the armor found on Kuvaliches. That is skipping the armor found on Sisters of Parvos. Yeah, there's a lot of things with a lot of armor that is ferrite. So 75% of that armor being completely ignored, and then a 75% damage bonus from that corrosive is monumental. In comparison, you could land a single viral proc. Great, cool. Do you know what that viral proc means? It means you now need to hit the enemy again for that viral proc to have been worth anything. By switching over to viral, the only other status effect people would care about on this, if you hit them with viral, you're basically saying, I don't expect to kill you yet. Let me hit you again. You are getting no armor bypasses. Doesn't matter whether it's alloy or ferrite, you're getting no armor bypass. By using viral, you're getting a little bit of bonus damage against health. If it's clone flesh or normal flesh, you'll get a debuff against many infested. And you don't get any viral procs against certain enemies, like, for example, acolytes anyway. So, in this kind of approach, where we're not going for a slash or status heavy build, where we're not hitting the enemies multiple times trying to stack it up, viral's a terrible idea. Slash, if we were trying to build for slash, we'd be throwing away the multiplier that is all of these elemental mods. Terrible idea. And, to top it all off, Weeping Wounds isn't free. If we were to throw Weeping Wounds on here, we'd have to take something off, like Virulent Scourge. We're taking away a significant portion of our damage. All just to have some extra status chance? Either Virulent Scourge, or we might switch that out for the electric one and take off Shocking Touch. Either which way, by putting in Weeping Wounds, we are dropping down our damage, only to say to the enemies, look, I don't expect to kill you in one hit, please let me try again. Or you can go the Corrosive build and one-shot everything, or near enough everything. The few things that survive, the single viral proc will not help you kill it faster because you're still going to be dealing more damage with the Corrosive build anyway. Because you are literally modding more damage. The Corrosive, if they're really strong, they are surviving. The Corrosive proc will still be giving you some bonus damage anyway. You've got more damage on your weapon straight up for just using an extra damage mod. It just does more. So yeah. Building for status is a waste of time. If you really, really, really need to have status procs on your enemies, and as we just saw, you don't, but if you really do, go ahead and bring yourself a status primer. Bring the Epitaph, for example. Spread that status everywhere, and then kill the enemies. That's better than gimping your damage just because someone somewhere said, oh, but what about status? We can do better than that. We are not monkeys here. We do not just press the button someone tells us to. We think. And I've done the thinking. Weeping Wounds is actually a waste of time on Khora. Weeping is only really good on a slash build? Yeah. And if you're going for a pure slash build, I mean, sure. But I feel like it's asking for a lot of other things to try and come together just to support that build. If you're going into super endurance missions, sure, yeah, go for it. At that point, you've left what I cover. Because super long endurance missions just aren't my thing. I don't care for them. There's no intrinsic or extrinsic reason for me to care about that, so I just don't. Wukong won't take it personal because Wukong is a monkey god. Wukong is an absolute monkey god. He's a little bit higher than just monkey. He doesn't just press a button. He sends off a duplicate of himself to press the button for him. He's something else. Does Corrosive versus Viral thing apply to all weapons? It depends on exactly what you're working with, Summonex. Because if you've got a super heavy slash build or super heavy heat build, Viral is going to help you out more than Corrosive. But if you are going for direct damage, you're not using a status build, Corrosive is usually the better all-round choice. It is usually the better all-round choice. You can super optimize against certain enemy types, like if you're up against the Corpus, you might take out Shocking Touch just so you have pure Toxin. But if you're on the Steel Path, you're still going to be facing Acolytes, and for that reason, Corrosive is still actually a nice idea. Acolytes can be an absolutely devastating force against Khora, because she's got so little defense. So if you can just kill them, hit them 3 times there off the map, yeah, that works. That works quite nicely. So, yeah. That's the long and short on why those work. Avu is saying, can I message you my stat stick for advice on how to improve it? You can send it over, although I've just gone through all the stat stick bits and pieces there, my dude, so copying that build will just work for you. Epsilon, on the stat stick for Khora, yes, Corrosive is better if you build it the way I built it. Someone asked about Corrosive Heat. No. The reason you would want to use Corrosive Heat in some circumstances is because Corrosive and Heat both strip armor down, but that's if you're landing status procs. So now you need Corrosive and Heat and Weeping Wounds. How many mods are we losing on the damage to switch over there? On top of that, Heat does not have that huge bonus against Ferrite armor, or any armor for that reason. Heat procs will drain armor down, but just pure heat damage doesn't do it. So you'll be taking away your damage bonus against Ferrite armor, that thing that is all over the Origin system, to give yourself damage somewhere else that isn't as good. And, as a final point, Khora's Whiplore does not benefit from your heat, toxin, electric mods when it comes to calculating the amount of damage those status procs do. So normally on a weapon, if you have a 90% toxin mod and you hit an enemy for a toxin proc, that toxin proc has that 90% bonus. With Whipclaw, it doesn't. You just get half of your modded damage, no elemental bonus. So even then, your status procs are much weaker. Why try for them? You get too few status procs, you're not getting many at all, they're much weaker in the damage department, just go pure damage. Just hit an enemy one shot first time. Why are we waiting for a status proc to try and maybe do some damage when we can just kill them? I mean, it makes sense to me. Why give up a one shot to two shot? It doesn't make sense. Why one shot when you can... Sorry, why two shot when you can just one shot? Alright, very quickly here, let's have a look at this Jaw Sword, and then we'll have a look at Ostlord's bit, because that is an entirely different build. On the Jaw Swords, we've got a Jaw Sword Riven, melee damage, crit chance. Okay, Blade of Truth can go away, because you've got pure damage here, pure damage there. This is no longer helping you. Get rid of this one. You've got Shocking Touch, Prime Fever Strike, Blood Rush, Gladiator Might, Organ Shatter. These are all brilliant pickups. Replace this one with either the Toxin or Electric version of the 60/60 mod. Aside from that, yep, this is a god build. This will do you just fine. The crit chance is really high there. That crit damage is really good. That melee damage is really good. Yeah, honestly. Just change this out for the 60/60 electrical toxin mod. Job done. Perfect. 100% number one stat stick right there. That's all you need to do. Is a Strophe good for Khora? Any melee weapon can be great for Khora. If you have this build here, including this Riven, and replace that with a 60/60 elemental mod, number one build. Perfect. Mwah. Job done. That's all it takes. Can we stop swinging the powers on around, please? There we go. So that's all it takes on that one there. Alright, Ostlord. Let's have a look at this Dual Zoran. Current build on Zoran, but of course there are external factors as well. Also this one. Let's have a look at this one then. So we're asking about the Dual Zoran. Now, remind me of this weapon. Dual Zoran. It's got high crits. That's good. It's got very high slash. That's good. So that tells us what we're working with. The Dual Zoran. Now, this is not working as a stat stick, I'm assuming. This is just as a weapon. Get rid of this. If you are investing in making a super weapon, get rid of this. This is not helping you. That combo duration shouldn't be there, because you can bring your primary and secondary weapon with secondary and primary dexterity swapped around, you know what I mean. That's going to give you 15 seconds in total of combo duration right there, and it's not even on your melee weapon. And whilst you gain melee kills, you're even buffing the damage of your primary and secondary, which is, you know, awesome. So, yeah, this mod, get rid of it. You don't need it. We'll see what to swap it for in a moment. This is giving you a load of pure damage and damage to infested. That's cool. In that case, we'd probably want to get rid of Prime Pressure Point. You probably don't need this one. Amalgam Organ Shatter is great if you're doing heavy attacks. I don't expect you're doing heavy attacks with this build, so switch this out for normal Organ Shatter. You don't need the heavy attack bonus, so just get yourself the extra crit damage. This could really do with being rolled, by the way. It's just pure damage at the moment, which is pretty bad. We could do with more stuff to it, but, you know, melee damage, replace this one, or with this one, and upgrade this one to normal Organ Shatter. This, just take it out for now. Because this is a slash heavy weapon, we'll want to replace body count with Weeping Wounds. On this one, having that status... Oh, that... Ooh. Okay, that 5% status is very bad. Actually, that... Still be a good idea. It'd still be a good idea, honestly. It would still be a good idea, I think. But then, No, That's only going to give you like 25%, isn't it? Let me see. Yeah, a little bit over 25%. That's not amazing. Ooh. Oh. Condition overload. I mean, if you're going to stay words. If you're going to status prime it, Gaz, yes. I'm looking at it on its own at the moment. This is someone who's not status priming, so I'm assuming that's how they're using it. If they do status prime it, yes. If they do status prime it, yes. But otherwise, no. Neutral combo is 4/. Well, 4/ means we don't need to worry about status either, Archer. Yeah, with that how fast does this attack? Carving Mantis. If you're using that stance, let's assume you prefer that stance, because I'm not going to go through all of them. Carving Mantis. If I just bring that up here on the Warframe wiki. In fact, I'm going to blind some of y'all for a moment, because I'm going to let you see the Warframe wiki with me. There we go. Flashbang. Yeah, so there it is. We got a bunch of slashes coming in on this combo here. We got a bunch of them coming in. We don't need to go for it. We don't need to go for status chance on this whatsoever, no. Those of you whose eyes I just broke, haha, got them. Alright, in which case then, if we're not going for status chance on this, if we're just going for damage, slash damage is slash damage is slash damage, it doesn't really matter at that point. In which case we can go for a elemental approach. So, this is probably going to need some rolling. We got Blood Rush, we've got Gladiomite, we've got Organ Shatter, we've got Sacrificial Steel. Given all that, that's a good choice. Prime Reach, fully rank it up, but otherwise good choice. Let's replace this one here. Let's replace that with Prime Fever Strike. Now, if you're just against the Corpus, Prime Fever Strike on its own, you can just carve through them with Pure Toxin. The other thing is, you can either keep your Riven for melee damage, or, as Gaza said, you can go for Condition Overload if you're using a status primer. The other thing then, if we've got Prime Fever Strike, and we got this for our pure damage, assuming you're not using a status primer, again, I would go Corrosive. I would absolutely go for Corrosive here, so you go, you've got the Riven, Prime Fever Strike, and then, what's it called? Shocking Touch? Give yourself maximum Corrosive. So you've got both slash and corrosive damage. Sure, why not? If you come up against an enemy that is weak to corrosive, you carve through them. If they have other armor, you've got the 4 slash procs, you carve through them. If you've got something that is resistant or immune to status procs, you've got corrosive, you carve through them. You see where I'm going? That kind of works. Ideally, this would be rolled into melee damage and crit damage. Or even melee damage, crit damage, and an element. That would help. Melee damage, crit damage, range would be nice. Oh, I forgot an attack speed. Whoops. Damage, attack speed, yeah. If you're getting attack speed elsewhere, if you're using something to buff your attack speed, you're fine as is. If you've not got an external attack speed buff, then get the elements on here. 1 element mod, attack speed mod. You know, Berserker Fury. So it does depend on what you're using it with, because this Riven could become a limitless number of options. Right now, this Riven is wasted potential. Which do I like more, Praedos or Khora? Praedos. Absolutely Praedos. Ragdos, if you're linking videos, you need to put the command first, then the tag second. Rilgan against the Infested? Oh, yeah! If you're up against the Infested, just chop, chop, chop. You know, just chop, chop, chop. Down go the Infested. Don't do that. I mean, yeah, kill the Infested, but, you know, it's not getting you very far. It's not getting you very far otherwise. Is attack speed relevant for just using Whiplore? No. We're talking about this weapon on its own, because someone wanted to see this weapon absolutely maximized. That needs to go. That needs to go if we're keeping this Riven as it is. Otherwise, if the Riven rolls into something else which you prefer to keep, then you can bring this back. If you're using a status primer, get rid of this for Condition Overload. Or get rid of... Or just don't use Condition Overload if you're still using this, probably still. Go for Corrosive if you can fit it. Attack speed will want to go onto here if you have not got an external source of attack speed, but there are loads of ways of doing that. A few different ways to go about it. So yeah, Murder 123, I hope that covers it in significant detail for you. You got some work to do on that Riven. It's going to take a bit of rolling. I think you'll get there. I think you'll get there. Alright. Now, remember, I didn't actually look at these other two builds here. You're going to notice not a lot of differences, and that's because, again, Khora's stats kind of, stay the same. We still have a range-based ability, a range-based ability, and a range-based ability. We still have once a bit of duration, once a bit of duration. We still have all of the strength comes from Whiplore. You're about to find out just how little work you need to do to change a Whiplore build into a Pilfering Strangledome build. This is what you do. You change that to Pilfering Strangledome. That's it, job done. That's it, job done, go home. Actually, no, go into a mission, off you go. Be amazing. That's all you need to do. If you want to downgrade by taking off Prime Sure-Footed, in which case you don't need 2 Former, 1 here, yeah, that's fine. If you want to start downgrading some stuff because you're farming in a really low-level location, sure, why not? Go for it. This one is assuming you're not going to be using Whiplore. Because at that point, we take off the strength from Whiplore, we don't need it anymore. If you're still using your Whiplore, we've got something for that in a moment. But really, that's all you need to do. If you really, really don't like having a wide-ranging Strangledome, and I'm not sure why you'd want to do that, but if you don't want a huge dome, then you can take off for extended and stretch, and you start doing some fancy stuff there. For example, if you want a really tiny dome, I can't fit that one on, let me use my down-ranked one. If you want a tiny dome, or even just a more normal-sized dome, you can absolutely go narrow-minded. That's up to you. That is up to you, but it's your pick there. If you want big dome, you can stick with big dome. If you want smaller dome, a mid-ranked narrow-minded will give you a mid-sized dome and a lot of duration on it. That's your flex for going for just a pure dome build. Okie 40% good enough for Whiplore damage if you're using Accumulating Whiplore. This will give you up to 350% extra strength from Whiplore, so that strength becomes 390% here, which is absolutely bonkers. How to enter the giveaway? Exclamation mark ticket. That's all you need to do. And then make sure you check your Twitch messages within the next 24 hours, because I'll be messaging the winner. Alright guys, now this is where we push the boat out, okay? We've seen the Whiplore build, which is this. If you can't see this right now, please turn on your monitor. Please make sure you plug in your phone on charge so you can actually see the screen. This is the Whiplore build, and this is the Pilfering Strangledome build if you're not caring about Whiplore. But if you need the two of them together, if you need both Whiplore and Pilfering Strangledome, well, we can't just put 2 augments here. Something's going to have to break. And that's where we have to do the amazing change of just taking out Stretch. Because a little bit less range, it's not the end of the world. I mean, Whiplore's explosion radius is limited to 200% anyway. Apparently we want only the in-game music. Okay, well, I can pause the out-game music. There's none in-game at the moment. Oh wait, there is some in-game. So let me just turn on the in-game music. It might be interesting, it might not. Let's find out. We'll take it. So yeah, when it comes to a Pilfering Whiplore build, you don't need to go crazy. With Pilfering Strangledome, you're getting your 65% chance of loot. Strength doesn't affect it, so we don't care that it's 40%. With Accumulating Whiplore, we don't need to worry, because we've got all of the damage. We don't need the strength. And with the range, with the duration as we have them, job done. Do I usually include helmet fills in my guide? Usually I don't, Gaz. The reason being on that is because helmet provides, well, it provides 49, soon to be 50 options. Is it? Yeah, soon to be 50 options. Granted, a lot of them aren't really necessary, or some of them are just useless, but usually I don't cover the helmet options because there's so many. If I feel it's necessary to go onto that, I'll make a second guide, because otherwise I'm going to make a 40-minute long guide. I don't want to do that. I mean, look how long we've been here. It's been over 40 minutes since I left that last mission, just talking about builds. If I did that in a video plus helmet, no one would be watching it. That'd be terrible. So if I feel it's worthwhile, I'll cover helmet builds in a second video. If it's worthwhile. Because there's a lot you can do. You can go for putting That's it. Eclipse onto here, just loads more damage from that. You can get yourself some extra toxin damage by going with Grendel's ability. You can get some enemy gathering going on, using air burst. Loads of options. Loads and loads of options. And if the audio's out of sync, refresh, because Twitch is bad at doing live streams. So if you find the audio is out of sync, it's not my end, it's your end. Refresh your stream. Trust me, we go over this every week. We go over this 3 times a week. Your side, not mine. Alrighty, but that altogether, that works. I mean, I've already demonstrated earlier that works. Is this a build? That's a build. Usual Khora camping build. Let's have a look. Gone for major source of energy. Okay, not necessary in my opinion, but I suppose if you want to use Molt Reconstruct to heal yourself. Okay, that's an interesting choice. We've switched out the energy for health. Okay. I'd prefer just, you know, using the health game where you get... Oh, I suppose you got rid of Venari, didn't you? Oh, Venari can still heal you a little bit. In fact, Venari will be healing you a little bit, getting rid of, but sure. So you've got Pilfering Strangledome, you've got Spectral Siphon, you've got Accumulated Whiplore, we got the same defense, we got the same energy incoming. I've not gone Prime because I didn't feel it necessary, but sure. Oh yeah, Khora Prime is pretty, yeah. Stretch as well, Overextend as well, Prime Continuity, Prime Sure-Footed, Enemy Radar, interesting choice. But again, this isn't going for using shield gating for survival. So this is focused on a lower level mission, by the looks of it. You'll don't need Energize for how much you're killing stuff. I mean, that's fair. If you've got enough energy coming through that you don't find it necessary to do that, sure. If you're not spamming Whiplore absolutely everything, or if you're being that little bit more careful with it, certainly if you've got more loot coming from enemies, and you've got the energy coming in from Spectral Siphon, sure. I feel because you're spending... If you're spending Spectral Rage and Spectral Siphon on your energy, of course you won't need to use Arcane Energize then. The downside is you're using Spectral Rage and Spectral Siphon to give you that energy instead of a single Arcane slot. What you've got for the Arcane slot is you've got health restoration. A little bit of health restoration. I feel like the trade-off there isn't as worth it, but it works for you. It works for you. It's just not the way I would have gone. I would have looked at infusing a different ability onto here and just keep the energies flowing in through Arcane Energize. Will I ever do a guide on stat sticks and how to mod them for each Warframe? I did do a guide on stat sticks and how to mod them for each Warframe. That's already up on my YouTube channel. It is a little bit out of date because we've since had the additional primary and secondary Arcanes, which is why I'll be doing a new video specifically for Khora, because there is a huge amount of change that can be done to the Khora's one. But to the others, they still work as is. They still work just as is in that stat stick build, in that stat stick guide even. So yeah, as Maximising just linked, there you go, stat sticks. But yeah guys, your build works, your build absolutely works. I just wouldn't go the way of Spectral Siphon. I don't feel the need to put on an ability entirely focused on energy generation, when instead energy can be just completely held by using Arcane Energize, and then a different subsumed ability can go there, or I can just keep using Venari, because Venari is a healer as well. But it's 2 answers to the same problem, both of which are perfectly legitimate. That's at least one good thing about Warframe. There isn't one answer. Venari with 40% strength does jack shit. I mean, it does 20 health per second, my dude. It does 20 health per second. Let's see, how much were you getting there? Hold on. How much was it getting? What Reconstruct? You get 6 health for every energy point spent. So yeah, that's going to give you 150 health per cast there. That's a lot of health. You've got 375 health. That seems like overkill to me. That seems like you're expecting to take a heck of a lot of damage when you've not got any damage reduction incoming. That's a lot of healing coming in. It's for healing the cats? I suppose it heals your allies. Good point. Yeah. If your pets are dying, sure, go for it. My pets don't seem to die. Hey, that's me. Venari does also heal others around her. I just don't find my pets dying that much, really. But again, if you're finding your pets needing that much healing, I'm going to assume you're farming in a Steel Path mission. So fair enough. If that works for you, it works for you, because again, the builds are very, very similar. You've got one change there. You get energy a different way to me, and you get healing a different way to me. Sure, go for it. Alright, now I know that my Twitch is broken, because I just saw Certabost double subscribe somehow with Prime there, and I know you didn't subscribe twice. Even my bot thought you subscribed twice. It just went bing twice. How does... In any case, Certaboss, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime. Enjoy your lovely new blue badge and your emotes to go with it, dude. Cheers. Yeah, you guys, of course you guys are going to see it too. If my bot is picking it up, you guys are definitely going to see it too. Twitch is broken. Twitch is... Well, what's new? We play Bug Frame, we stream to Bug Twitch. We need a better name for that. We play Bug Frame, we stream to Glitch. There it is. There it is. How did I not think of that the first time? But sure, why not? Alrighty then. So, with that in mind, and thank you very much for the hydrate there, Snake Raider. With our swarm of drones going around us, guys, I think it's time we start doing some missions together. I'm going to get rid of my Decaying Dragon Key. I don't need that. Shield gating does not require you to heal full shields every single time. It's not required. The people who seem to think that is the only way to shield gate have never actually tried playing the game without it. So, yeah. That Khora leg stretch got the Warframe player base acting unwise. I mean, half of it, maybe. Maybe 3/4, given the demographics. I mean, you can send it to me for Virginia. I'm not going to bring it up right now. So we've had a look at the builds. I've been going through a bajillion builds, and these are ones I'm quite satisfied with, as certainly strong enough to get every bit of work done. If you're going into a super endurance mission, sure, you'll need to make some changes, but then you're also going into a super endurance mission where the game mathematics breaks down. Do it yourself. Have fun with that. Khora was saying, I've been seeing some people defeating angels fairly quickly when they retreat into the void. I've tried using 777 amp, but it doesn't go down quickly. What might I be missing? You are missing arcanes and operator abilities. So Khora, the first thing you are missing is this right here. Void Strike. First ability consumes all energy to increase damage for 8 seconds. Deal 10% additional damage for every percentage of energy consumed. Your operator has 100 ability energy, so you can cast this, you get a 1000% damage bonus. Your damage is increased 11-fold over what it was immediately prior to casting that ability. Secondly, on transferring to operator, you get 100% amp critical damage for 20 seconds. Now you are even stronger. But that's not good enough in itself. That's not good enough in itself. What is 777 amp? It's a way of pointing out which amp parts you're using. Exclamation mark amps for the guide on amps if you don't know how that works. Now that damage in itself, that does a little bit, but if you want to really absolutely annihilate the shields of angels, of eidolons, of the Ropalo list, then you also want to bring out these. Eternal Onslaught. On energy depleted, which you'll deplete your energy by casting Void Strike, this will give you 180% critical chance bonus. You see here my crit chance is already 58%. 180% bonus to that is a lot of critical chance. Eternal Eradicate. On operate ability, Void Strike's an ability, plus 60% damage to amps. So we've got a crit damage bonus, we've got a crit chance bonus, we've got a damage bonus, and then we've just got a multiplicative screw you level of bonus on top. So putting it all together, that absolutely slaps. It really does. So yeah, if you are struggling against the angels, all you're missing at that point is actually gear. It's nothing special, there's no super skill, like aim for this weak point here, 1 pixel or something. It's just gear. It really is just gear. And those arcanes you can actually pick up relatively quickly. Let's see, we've got a message. Can I join? You can. Oops, I think I double tapped. Triple tapped? How many taps did I do? Who am I with though? Ah yeah, it was the builds we can look at a later opportunity. Just use the Latum. Faded Inner. It's kind of hard to use the Latum in the Angel's Retreat when you have to use Operator only. I mean, if you find a way to use the Latum there against the Angels in their Retreat, let DE know so they can patch that out, because that's a bug. Normally, you're not using that. Alright, I need to close up some of these tabs of messages that are closed now. We've done that. Closey close. Can I join? Ah, there was a message. There we go. This is why I need to clean up these. We've had a look at Oslord's stuff. We've had a look at the Jaw Sword. We've had a look at Gaz's build. We'll keep that there for the moment. There we are. Yeah. Warframe's a gear check sim? Yeah. At least 50%, if not 90% of Warframe happens in the arsenal. The rest of it is you putting that arsenal into practice. 50 to 90% is in the arsenal. If you mod incorrectly, if you just pick some random stuff and just give it a thumbs up, well, have fun taking the Boltor, Banshee Prime, the Gamma Core, and the Jaw Sword into a Steel Path mission. Might go a bit badly. I see, Khora. Yeah, there's the choosing point. You have to choose, are you going to be good at dealing with angels, or are you going to be good at dealing with something else? If you don't bring Void Strike with you to deal with the angels, if you're not on Steel Path, those Arcanes will do you just fine. If you are on Steel Path, you will find it a bit of a struggle, though. Yeah. Alright, where are we going to take this, then? We've got a MR11, MR23, and of course Miss Self. Where shall we go with our Khora today? Where around the system shall we go? I'm thinking I could do with getting a couple more relics. I'm thinking I could do with getting a couple more relics. Now, when it comes to relic farming, I do prefer to do it off the Steel Path. Let's head over to Disruption. I'm going to set this to friends and invite only so we don't accidentally bring in just some random who might be a horrible host. There we go, as expected. Someone else wanted to join. Come on in, Archer. Is the Hystrix Prime any good? We'll be finding out on that. We'll be finding out as and when I've got hold of it. Yeah, sorry for anything there. It's a full up now. We got a full squad, but maybe later on. Maybe later on. Am I playing with viewers? Yep, there we are. We got the viewers. They're in. We got Khora here. We got Archer. We've got Leonly. So yeah, we're full up. How many domestic drones do I have in my orbiter? You saw like 15. A couple more than 15. Just one or two more. I have about 171 exactly. Should you bother with getting kit guns or Zors? Yes, they are a source of mastery, they are very powerful, and they are achievable early in the game. Yeah, get them. The Spore Laser is one of my favourite guns, as is the Gaze secondary. Both of those are very, very powerful. So yeah, go for it. Grab them. In terms of Zors, they have some very powerful mechanics behind them. There are more powerful melee weapons than Zors these days, but they give you some opportunity to try out different weapons too. I've got guides on the kit guns and the Zors if you want to see both of those and how to get the optimal setups on those. Alright, let's Whiplore. Let's Whiplore. Now, of course, as this isn't a Steel Path mission, you can't see the full damage that Khora's going to be capable of. We're also going to have a fair amount of downtime, because I don't think I switched over to Naramon, did I? In fact, I think I switched to Madurai. I did. Whoops. I'm on Madurai for a Khora build. Not what I'd recommend, but it's what we got. Oh, I heard them coming. There we go. That'll be fine. What do I use to kill Demolist? Whatever I want, really. As you just saw, Whiplore killed it there, even though I've not got it properly set up with combos yet. I can't even remember if I'm on the combo build or not. I didn't check which build I was bringing in, I just know I have a build. Whoops. I mean, at this level of mission, it doesn't really matter what I bring in. Oh yeah, my you'll see communications on my screen from NPCs look like prior to certain missions and events happening. You'll notice my operator is saying nothing. So I use creator mode and a couple other features to basically hide some of that stuff. Mostly because the operator is cringe. Like, there's no argument on that. Operator is cringe. Oh. They're coming from this way. And they're dead. Lovely jubbly. I'm on Strangled Claw. Good to know. Good to know. Pilfering Claw build. Okay, well, I can set up the Strangle Dome for even more drops then, I suppose. Because why not? Okay, if they die as I'm casting it, that doesn't work, so I'll just cast it over here instead. Someone dropped? Oh, someone dropped. Who dropped? We lost Leonly. Can't bring him in. Oh. Balls to it. Balls to it. That happens. Alright, well, I would rather us not be running with a minimum squad. Or reduced squad. I'd rather us have a full group of people so everyone can enjoy it together. At least as many people as possible. So, dip out. Let's reform. Leonie's still around. We'll bring you back in. If they've completely left this plane of existence, then we'll find someone new to bring in.
Check ejecting. Lock and load.
There we go. At least we still got an Axie relic. I didn't even check which one it was. Axie T8. I don't know what's inside that one. We'll find out. We'll find out. Most hated Xmas type after the rework? Arson. I swear, half the time I just fail to roll through it. And then I have to find some way of dealing with that status block, so Arson. He's a bastard. PC too slow? We'll try again, Leone. We'll try again. We'll bring you in. I don't know what happened to you there, why it just booted you from the squad. We'll try again. Oh, and by the way, guys, in case you've missed it, there might be a new glyph in the game. It might have slipped your attention, you know, it might be a little bit subtle at the top here, but there is a new glyph in the game, so, yeah, exclamation mark glyph if you want the link for that one. Only one person needs to type it, don't kill the bot, but, yeah. If you want to just, you know, support the channel just that little bit extra, show your support, go for it. Is the index in the plans for today's stream? It's not usually in the plans. I'll be honest, I would rather have relics to get hold of the Hystrix and Jewel Carers. I'm fairly certain I don't have their Axie relics, but I might be wrong there. So it hadn't really been in the cards, to be honest.
Operator, incoming transmission.
It's the new Nightwave glyph. Yeah, no. I mean, Nightwave might have glyphs, yeah, but no, not that one. Bruh. Not that one. Full squad Arcane glyphs? I mean, is there any better squad to have? If you see someone join your squad with a Kengineer glyph, you know that this person is trying to be good at the game. They might not be there yet. Some people are still learning, but you know they're actually trying. And it looks like the Only is joining this time. That's good. That is good. Yep, they are joining in. That is a nullifier. I hate its existence. So let's see if we can't do this one even better now. Yeah, a glyph can tell you a lot about a person, but I'm fairly certain mine sends a very simple and clear message. Hello there, Louis. I'm doing alright. Hope you're doing well yourself. If you haven't already, make sure you also grab yourself a chance at winning this Khora Prime you see in front of you, along with all the rest that comes in that Strangle Dome pack. I imagine someone in not too long from now is going to be even happier. Could be you. People have been asking for the glyph already. It's even easier to plug. Aww. Glad you've been plugging. Appreciate it. Alright, we got blue and we got red. Blue is here, red is not too far away. Yeah, it's purple and white which are in the next reviver. That's good. Oh, this way. I can hear it. I can maybe not have enough combo to kill him. Right, what's my combo on? Oh, my combo's on 2 times. That'll be why. I should probably build some combo. I also didn't switch up my focus call, despite the fact we left the mission and rejoined. That was dumb of me. Yeah, that was dumb. Pride Glyph too good to pass up? Wow, I can appreciate that. The Pride Glyph is a nice one. If you ignore my glyph for the Pride one, that is perfectly fine. You get invalid code from the Kengineer, then you're doing it wrong. Just click the link, it works. I know, I literally did it myself, so I have no idea what you're doing if you're not doing it right. Why does my Khora have such little health and shields? Because she doesn't need it. If you are modding on health and shields onto her, then you are trying to basically take more damage than you need to. Kill the enemies. Stop getting hurt. Khora has 2 of the very best crowd control abilities in the game. Why would you need health and shields? She also has one of the strongest damage abilities in the game. Just kill the enemies. How's the giveaway work? Enter by doing exclamation mark ticket. You get 1 ticket to enter. If you are the winner, I will contact you shortly after the end of the stream, and you have 24 hours to respond and claim the prize. All details will be in the message. It's very simple. I need just your Warframe username and platform. Only one person will be the winner. If they don't respond within 24 hours, I'll re-roll it to someone else. And that's it. That's the entirety of it. There's no jumping through hoops. You don't have to follow me on Twitter. I recommend it, but you don't have to follow me on Twitter. You don't have to be a subscriber here on Twitch. Again, I recommend it, but you don't have to be. Hell, you don't even have to watch the whole stream, although, in case you didn't guess it yet, I recommend it. None of those fancy hoops to jump through, none of that crazy, wazy stuff. If you need to go, you know, let the cat out, if you need to go water your hamster, if you need to go flush the toilet because you realise you forgot about it, your mum's getting angry again, if you need to go get another cup of tea and you just happen to miss the end of the stream, that happens. That happens. You can still win. Seriously, if you need to flush the toilet, just go and do it. That's disgusting. Do not be like one of my old housemates. Flush the toilet, god damn it. It's not hard. Oh, where'd that one go? I know it was somewhere. Ah, there we go. I thought it was closer than it was. Cowabunga. Still only on 4 times combo. I really need that higher. This build is not amazing with only 4 times combo. And someone's pet is getting murderized. Could actually use a cup of tea right now? Go for it. If there's any legitimate reason to leave this stream for a few minutes, it's to get a cup of tea. I will never be upset at someone leaving to get a cup of tea unless they are abandoning another commitment, such as, you know, agreeing to be here at a certain time. But if you're just watching and you want to go get a cuppa, you do that. Tea is great. As is subscribing with your Prime, like 2Man ID just did. 2Man ID, thank you very much for joining the channel with your Prime. Cheers. Oh. Welcome to the channel proper, my dude. Enjoy your lovely blue badge, your remotes to go with it, and access to the supporter tea lounge over on my Discord as well for even more behind the scenes. And likewise to Blackbird Plays, subscribing with Prime as well. You guys are awesome. Excellent taste, I'd say. Absolutely impeccable taste, you guys. Welcome to the stream. What role should I focus on for a Kuva Brahma Riven? I would recommend looking at crit damage, crit chance, multi-shot. Those would be your big ones. Those would be your absolute big ones. Because with the Kuva Brahma, you're probably using lots of range. You know, the area of effect increase. You are already using... what's it? Where am I defending? Oh, it's through this way. Whoops. You are already using a pure damage mod on there. Oh, balls. I thought someone had this one. Okay. Crowd control. And now we get this one up. That was unfortunate. At least it wasn't a nasty negative. But yeah, those stats should do you good. I don't need this key anymore. I'm just going to drop it. I don't care about it. I know it's more optimal to use it. I'm not doing it. Yeah, you're nullifying away from me. Yeah. What element do I recommend for the Kuva Ogress? I actually covered all the recommended elements over on a video on YouTube. Kuva Ogress, I think I said heat was the right one for that. I'll be honest, it's been a hot minute. I don't really use the Kuva Ogress. I think heat will be your optimal choice, but you might have to double check on that. As I say, I did a full video on it. Nullifiers all deserve the absolute worst deaths you can give them. They are a menace. I'm at ML20 and something is still confusing me on the modding aspect. Any tips? T-Nex, what's confusing you on modding? I think that's the best place to start. What do you feel you are stuck on? Because something's stopping you at the moment. Something is making it where you're looking at the details and then you're going, wait, hang on, no, I don't get it. So where recently have you looked at something and gone, I don't get it? Why is that like that? What's wrong or what's right about it? If you're looking at someone else's build. Because if you can give me that, I can give you where you're missing the deets. And that one's dead. Beautiful. Really interested, what's the last thing in Warframe that really surprised me in a good or bad way? That really surprised me? Oh, that's a toughie. That is a toughie. Honestly, I think it might actually be the stack decay bug. Researching that, discovering everything behind it and going, what in the actual hell am I looking at here? That would rank up there. That was a funky situation. I remember just digging further and further, seeing just how far the stack decay bug went, and just losing my mind a little bit until I figured it all out. Oh, and Chick Noodle apparently wants to be 2035. Well, I'm sure a moderator will happily oblige on that in just a moment. Oh god, multiple nullifiers. There we are. Defense. Lovely. Just get rid of you. Why am I getting a heat rock? That was weird. Act like it's easy for steel path normally spawning. Right. I'm not following on that one. I think I missed the response from the stuck on modding. Whoever was asking about they were stuck on modding, can you at me with your reply, please? Because otherwise I'm going to miss it. There's a lot of messages at the moment. Including Livbless saying they just woke up. Good morning, Livbless. Oh, I hear our target. I see our target. It's dead. Yeah, not bringing Naramon was a stupid idea when I'm on the combo build. Not bringing Naramon, I've made myself a lot weaker than I should have been. That was stupid, mate. T-Nex, at me with your message. Ah, T-Nex, you're forcing me to scroll. Fine, I'll do this, I'll scroll, and if I die, it's on you. You feel like you don't do the proper damage. Alright, cool. On my channel, T-Nex, there is a video called Top 10 Tips for More Damage. I want you to go watch that entire video. Top 10 tips for more damage. And if that doesn't give you at least one new thing you can do, come back here, we'll discuss it further. Top 10 tips for more damage. If that doesn't give you at least one new thing, I'll be surprised. Hell, it may even give you 10 new things, you never know. Although I highly doubt that. But that should get you a lot of the way forwards. What do I think of Prime Khora? She's amazing. Beautiful. And just like normal Khora, exceedingly powerful. And we got another T8 relic. What is the Axie T8? Axie T8 is... nothing amazing. It's nothing amazing. I think I just lost my entire combo doing that. I did. Ow, poop. What the? Okay. I thought I found a hole for a second. Don't blitz me. Thank you. Yep, how damage is calculated, or damage calculation guide, which you can find on YouTube by searching for 165 is not 165, Kengineer. That one's another great one. I think exclamation mark 165 should link the video here. Yeah, if you've got the time and patience to understand the damage calculation, I recommend it as well. It's a big deal as to how damage is actually calculated in Warframe. The mathematics is funky. We've all gotten used to it here, or most of us gotten used to it, but it is funky. So I highly recommend checking out those videos as well to better understand modding theory, damage theory, the whole lot. I can even go so far as to say that video is approved by Nightmare Frame, because, well, when he was ranking different Warframe content creators, he saw that video and decided to call it S tier, so there we go. Nightmare Frame approved. Literally. The exact math is still lost to me, says Crown Ladybug, but help me understand why stacking raw damage won't do as much as expected. That's the basic idea, yeah. Even if you don't become a protege of understanding absolutely everything in Warframe damage calculation and mathematics, so long as you get the basics, so long as you understand where to be looking for what's good and what's bad, you don't need to know the exact number. Leave that to someone like myself. You just need to understand the basics. And as soon as you get over that part of it, oh, the basics and the middle stuff too. As soon as you cross those hurdles, you'll have at least 90% of the damage you could put out. More than that really isn't necessary, because at that point you are so well optimized, you'll just Whiplore a group of enemies and they'll die in one shot. And that's just a great feeling. I mean, Funajin, you may have that opinion of him. That's entirely up to you. That's your opinion of him. But think of it this way. If he is like you say, and then he dared to call me S tier in that video, what does that say? What does that tell you? I might know a thing or two about what I'm talking about. I also might just get myself mag-procced like an idiot. And these enemies kind of chill a bit. Why are there so many Xmas? Why are there so many Xmas all of a sudden? Yeah, I hope that gives you, a compelling reason to go, ow, I am blind. Well, awesome, that's probably the video from moi. Ooh, energy drain, that's not good. That's not good, I want that done quick. I do not want an energy drain, that is gonna hurt me. Where might this one be coming from? White is here. I've abandoned the purple one to deal with the white one. Is it over here? It's not over here. Let's check the other way, quick. I'm running out of energy. I'm down to 180. White one just got killed, thank God. Alright, okay, we can go to the other one. How the robotic one has not turned up yet, I don't know, but let's go deal with that. Sticking on terrain. Come on. Where is it? Seriously, where is this one? It timed out! I have no idea where it went, but it timed out. Okay, I'll take it. How do I have so much energy that I keep whipping? I've got Arcane Energize and Fleeting Expertise on this build. Those are the only two things I need, and then I can just whip, whip, whip all day. I'm not whipping right now because there's very little to whip, but, I can whip all day.
Here we go.
Hey, that's fair enough, guys. Fun fact, I don't actually watch any other creators than myself. And I only watch mine just to make sure I've done it correctly, in the editing stages. You know what I mean. I don't watch other Warframe creators. In part, I don't want to intentionally or otherwise copy off someone. I don't want to bring up someone else's video and unintentionally or otherwise plagiarize it. And likewise, I'm kind of handling the Warframe side of stuff myself. I don't really need it from someone else, aside from probably fashion, but I don't actually care about fashion. I just watch other creators, so I don't actually experience what other creators put out there. I'll watch some here or there on Twitch for a little bit, but that's about the long and short of it. Are there any particular weapons I wish would get updated by DE to be more viable? Oh, interesting. Well... Does the term MR fodder say anything about the situation with some weapons in this game? Does the term MR fodder give you any idea as to how I might feel about that? I feel like MR fodder shouldn't be as common as it is. It's what we got, sure, but it shouldn't be as common as it is. I would like to see more weapons given reasons to exist, rather than just someone has to really love them. Rivens were supposed to be a way of answering that. Rivens have failed to do that job, in my opinion. Rivens have just outright failed to do that job, in my opinion. Yeah. Need advice on how to build Harrow Prime for more team composition? Any recommendations? Harrow Prime is a caster heavy frame. If you've not got natural talent on there, start with that. Otherwise, focus basically on delivering your buffs to your team. That means being mindful as to how you can bundle up the enemies to get the energy for them. How you can position yourself to give that crit buff to as many people as possible, because it's affinity range, so you can use the affinity marker on your heads-up display. You notice right now, there's a symbol next to Khora and Leone. Archer just got that symbol as well. So that's affinity range, that symbol. You need that symbol to show that Harrow's fourth ability will help your teammates. It's little bits like that. It's not so much the build when it comes to helping your team. It's instead paying attention to where your team is so that you can help them. Because otherwise, a solo build and a team build aren't too dissimilar on Harrow. Because he just helps out everyone. Just all in one go. When's the giveaway? Giveaway's happening right now. Enter at any point during the stream, and the winner will be drawn at the end of the stream. If you're not here at the end of the stream, don't worry, you will get a message on Twitch, my private message from myself, if you are the winner. So just pay attention, really. Wait, why was there a nullifier? There wasn't a key. What? Did that robotic one finally free itself? Are you taking the mick? Do we want enemies fast or slow? Can do both. Make enemies fast. Why not? Speed them up. We'll kill them faster. What's a really good Khora stat stick? A really good Khora stat stick is about modding, not so much the weapon. With very limited exception, it's about modding, not the weapon. And I did cover that earlier in the stream, so you can rewind that one in the replay if you want to. Otherwise, I'll be putting out a full video on Khora stat stick later. It's in the works, got to be put together. You know my style, you know my approach. I put a lot of effort into those bits. So, it's coming. Based off the MR fodder opinion, do I think some ridiculously bad weapons like Stug or Kunai should exist just to be bad? I think people enjoy them being bad more as a challenge or a meme than anything actually healthy for the game. If there are weapons which are beyond terrible, that the only reason people enjoy them is to laugh at them, I don't see that as healthy. I just don't see that as healthy. I'm just going to laser this one. He's not weak to corrosive. He's the one that has a bajillion health. I'll just shoot him. I've not brought the right build for this. I forgot to bring Naramon. That's just stupid. But yeah, weapons which are just memes. If there's one or two, there's always going to be one or two. But when you get so many bad weapons that we have to pick and choose which ones we want to make memes out of, that tells you just how bad it is. That's not to say that Warframe's in a bad spot. There are plenty of good weapons to choose from. The AoE meta is a little bit dominating, but that's its own discussion. But I would like there to be fewer non-meta weapons. I'd like there to be fewer that leave you going, oh, I wish I didn't level that. I wish it didn't take up weapon space. Oh, I'll just sell it as soon as I max it. Less reason to sell stuff, but just mere credits would be nice. But I know that's a difficult and daunting task for the EE to do, so I don't overstress the point too much. Where is that one coming from? Oh, it's coming from over there. Oh, I thought I just checked that. I thought I just checked over here, but there we go. Get rid of nullifier because it's causing issues. Whip slowly because I've not got combo. There we go. Is Exodia Contagion on a sword considered AoE meta? It's AoE. Is it the most powerful thing you can do? Probably not. But it is still AoE damage just being the way. You have to put in a little bit more effort than you do with the Branner or the Tsar. But that effort is bullet jump and then hold a couple buttons to fire it. It's still an element of AoE damage being the way to deal damage. And that's part of why trying to fight the AoE meta isn't about removing it. You don't fix AoE by removing AoE, because there are so many sources of it, it would be stupid to try. What are we going to do? Completely gut Saren and Equinox and Ember?
Interference routines.
Are we going to make it where Whiplore no longer affects the entirety of the dome for Khora? Are we going to do away with Exotic Contagion and every single AoE weapon? What next? Thermal Sunder? Is that on the chopping block? Oh dear. And that's why we have Rolling Guard. I really wish I didn't bring the wrong focus school. These things would die so much quicker if I didn't do that. There we go. So yeah, with the AoE meta, it's because there's always been an AoE answer. We've had Exotic Contagion being a big thing for a very long time. Saren nukes, Equinox nukes, they've always been a big thing. The Kuga Bramra became a big thing. We've got chained weapons like the Amprex and the Nucor, they've been a big thing. And if we try and take away all of those, all we're really saying is, no, stop having fun. You will aim at enemies one by one. That is the only correct way to play. And I don't see that as a good answer. I don't see that as a good answer. And likewise, we can't buff single target weapons to just do more damage and kill more quickly, because correctly modded, the better single target weapons one-shot. How do you get a faster kill than a one-shot? You don't. You, stop sleeping on the job. Get up. Get killing. Yeah, you don't get faster than a one-shot kill. A half-shot kill? Pfft, you know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean, Lannick Man. So instead of trying to make single target and limited target weapons more effective or just as effective as AoE weapons in the killing department, instead we need to give them a different reason for existing. Okay? Knockdown resistance should be removed for self weapons. So you're saying that Rhinos should be debuffed, Nezha should be debuffed, Remnant should be debuffed, we should debuff Titania, we should debuff Gauss. That's, again, taking away things. Instead, we need ways to make it where other weapons have their own purpose, have their own place. For example, if I was sniping enemies, maybe snipers should be able to punch through special abilities like Nullifier Bubbles. Maybe they should go through Arctic Xmas shields, the Guardian Xmas shields. If your sniper rifle could just go straight through every single one of those defenses, and you've got the fact that it's a sniper, so it's going to kill, you just aim through, headshot, bam, enemy deleted. An AoE weapon's not going to do that. AoE weapon's got to work its way through those shields, or dodge those shields. Maybe we make it where there is a mod for certain single target weapons, whereby if you get a headshot kill, you get bonus energy. Or we improve your sprint speed. Or we make it where if you get stealth kills with a non-explosive weapon, you can get bonus loot based on your stealth modifier. There are loads of options. Nitpicking, but Comrex is an AoE sniper. How are you going to address that? Non-AoE sniper. Boom, job done. Sorry, you were saying? If we're caring about AoE, we can put non-AoE into the tags. Come on, Warframe has enough random tags already, we can do that kind of stuff. The point is, I'm not giving you guys the one and only answer, because if there was one single answer that could be said in 5 minutes, it would have been done by now. You'd have to be stupid to think there is a single, simple answer that could be said in just 5 minutes, posted to Reddit, and everyone's going to be happy. That would be terrible. That is just dumb to think that that's the way the world's going to work. It's going to take a more complex answer. It's going to take more work, and that does mean a lot of time for DE. So I don't think that getting rid of AoE is the answer. I think that AoE options are very strong, probably too strong. I would like to see some changes in that arena. But I don't think just, oh no, reduce AoE, nerf damage, nerf area, nerf knockdown, all of it. just killing AoE because how dare it deal damage in a horde shooter? I don't think that's the answer. And this guy's tanking my laser beam. I don't like it. And I hope that makes sense. Now, y'all are free to disagree with me, but that's my opinion on it. And I base that on the understanding that taking away toys is usually a worse idea than finding a way to make the other toys fun again. Usually a worse idea. Not always, but usually. Saying, no, you are playing the game wrong is usually a bad idea. See, for example, Zorancoptering, which led to the bullet jump system we have today. They didn't take it away entirely. Yes, it got nerfed, but they didn't take it away entirely. They instead incorporated it into the game as a new option, a new way of playing, which didn't limit you to just that. There are lots of ways of going about it. There are lots and lots of ways of going about it. I would like to see stealth made a bigger deal in this game. And I don't mean give people more invisibility, I mean that enemies fall out of stealth perhaps a little bit too easily, too quickly. I ran out of energy. Did we have an energy drain one going around? Because I think that must have happened. I didn't notice. Ah, I have no energy. There was an energy drain one, I didn't notice, wasn't there? Whoops. Okay. Well. Just rage operator. That did absolutely nothing, I know. But it was funny for a second. Yeah. Where's my energy orb drops, please? They kind of vanished, and I need energy orbs. This is not the way to go. I would really like to have an energy orb drop or two, please. I didn't notice there was an energy drain earlier, and now I have no energy, and my operator is not on Xeneric. And I don't want to use energy pizza out of sheer stubbornness. There we go, thank you. I just don't like using energy pizzas. It feels like a cheat code, not gonna lie. I know it isn't, but it feels like one. I've been saying, sorry, you said a few minutes ago you don't watch other Twitch streamers, but I see you on my Twitch list. That means you watch my VODs. What? I don't. Okay, mate. I think you're going down an interesting line there of almost. I can't tell if you are actually just confused, misunderstanding me, or self-promoting. Either way, I said what I said, mate. You heard what I said. If you've seen my name on a VOD once, well, job well done. Okay, I might have clicked something, but that's a very interesting way of phrasing. Oh, what? Oh, I think I saw your name on my VOD. What makes me better? You would know if I was a regular of your stream. I would know if I was a regular of your stream. To be quite honest, mate, I don't know who you are. Yeah, that's probably going to sting, but it's the truth. I don't know who you are. Anyway, what do you miss? Ragnos, every time you go away, you miss the same things. You miss the stream. Rewind and have a look. You miss the stream. Wisp is a very powerful support. She's not the only way that support can be provided, but I think part of what makes Wisp just such a go-to support is because the only two things she supports for her team are really giving you health regen, health and health regen, and then attack speed and movement speed. So she makes you faster, and she makes you survive. That's all people really care about. If you add Raw to that, there you go, now you've got a faction damage buff. That covers 99% of use cases. You're not giving out energy, but people kind of go into a mission assuming they're going to need to sort themselves for energy. If you give someone more energy when they've already got enough, it doesn't really do a lot. But more movement speed, everyone can do with going a bit faster. Yeah, there's a limit, but everyone can do it being a bit faster. Firing faster, that's just more DPS. Surviving more easily, that's just a benefit. Again, people usually build to survive anyway. But if you make it where they don't have to try as hard, that's a benefit. So it kind of covers most of the bases people need to care about. And speaking of caring about, I don't think I remember the last time I picked up a key. Let's go do that. Give a key, please. Thanks. Engineer away with the key. Where's this one supposed to go? Wait, this one's been done, damn it. God damn it. Before they consider rebalancing, they should release the mobile version of the game. Excuse me? Huh? Nerfing metas right now might make mobile version much harder. I feel like those two are different issues entirely. I feel like those are entirely different things. Ooh, ribbon sliver. I don't think mobile would suffer just because the meta had been updated. Or if anything, if it does suffer because of that, well, I mean, you're playing Warframe on a mobile game. What did you expect, to be quite honest? Oh, let's just smack him in the face with this weapon. There we go. A little bit spicy doing it that way, but it worked. Light blue is under attack, which is going to be down this way. You know what? I kind of want to dip out because I've been running with a build that's only half working because of the whole no Naramon. I kind of want to dip out after this round. Having only a half working build is not fun. The importance of Naramon on combo build, who knew? We'll do that. Because I would like to be hitting a little bit more than 20,000. 110,000 was nice, but you know, I'd still like more than that again. This is supposed to be doing a lot more than it is. And that's because of the lack of combo. On a combo-focused setup. Not a good plan. But at least, you know, the Praedos is still Praedos. Praedos still slaps. Do I have a favourite kit gun I like just because it's fun? Yep, this one right here. I like laser beams. Look at the lasers go. And isn't it pretty? Look at those colours. Look at those colours. Yeah, that's why I'm using this kit gun. It's also a good kit gun. But mostly I use it because I like laser beams. I mostly use it because laser beams. Or is $2 on down the list for a brief moment? Yeah, it only holds them for a little bit of time, because of course they'll nullify and they also get lockdown resistance. That's lockdown, not knockdown.
And they're well pissed off.
So each time you cast it on them, they become less affected by it. But yeah, you can use Khora's second ability to somewhat lock down Dimulus and stuff nearby to them for just a little bit. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Tiger Pup. I don't get what you're saying. Saying that the mobile version should come out before we address the AoE meta, or the other way around. Like, there's some timing that needs to be between them. I don't agree. Because there's a lot of work on both parts, and they involve different teams. We get 1k members on the Discord. Oh, it's about time for a purge then. I was thinking we should probably purge people who've never ever gotten a role on that Discord, because if you've never gotten a role on Discord, it means you literally haven't even pressed the button to say, I am not a bot. If someone is on the Discord and they have never even passed the rules bit, just click here once, that's all you need to do. They're not getting anything from the Discord, literally. I think about the only thing you can do is look at the broadcast channels. So, yeah, I might just do a purge of everyone who's been on the Discord for a month and never gotten a single role. Which will bring us below 1,000. I don't care about that number. I care about people enjoying the Discord and getting value out of it. Alright, we've been doing a lot of that run there. We've got a bunch of relics, and looking at it, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 types of relic, which means one of them we didn't get. But let's see, that one has got the dual carriers in, that's good. This one is useless. This one is Khora. Nice, 2 Khora ones. This one's got Hystrix. There we go, that's the 3 we're looking for. The rest can just be whatever they want to be. We got the ones we're looking for. Is mobile Warframe even possible? Yes, it is. They announced it last year. It's not out yet, but it's happening. At some point. Maybe. Eventually. Eventually. Alright, guys. Let's get cracking on. Now, I'm going to switch this over to... I'm going to switch this to Xenoric. I know I've just talked about combo for the last few minutes, but I'm going to switch this to Xenoric. Switch this over to the initial combo build, which is a lot stronger without combo than the other build is. I'm going to switch this off Pilfering Claw to just Whiplore, because that's all we need. Wonder how a tabletop RPG Warframe would look? I mean, it could look a billion different ways, to be quite honest. A billion different ways. Alright, guys. What we're going to do now is we just got a couple relics I'd like to open, because that'll get us a little bit closer towards Hystrix and Dual Carriers. So, Khora, Archer, and Leone, I know they have the relics we need, but if you would like to join in yourself, if you would like to boot one of these 3 lovely people out of the squad, all you need to do is send me a message in game saying that you would like to take their place. All you need to do is send me a message in game saying you'd like to take their place. I'm going to just close all tabs so I know who's the first people to message me. We're going to start off with those Axie Fishers to get cracking on that. I'm waiting for me to load in. Have you not loaded out, Leone? Are you somehow playing on mobile? Are you somehow playing on mobile? Or do you mean wait for me to load in to get the reactant? Because if that's the case, then yeah, of course. Yeah. Traitor? No, it's not traitor. It's called you've been enjoying the time for a while, but now we're mixing up. I'm giving other people an opportunity, because this is not just a 4-person stream, you know? We don't just play with 4 people here. That would be rude. So, I'm giving guys the opportunity, although I've got to notice that no one's saying it so fast. They're actually being really nice to you, Khora. They respect you. Isn't that lovely? Oh, just a bad laptop. Just loaded in. Oh, wow. Damn. Oh, Skull Broken is feeling like it. I'm low level, but I think it'll be fun. I know I won't join, though. Oh. What? Huh? What? Huh? What? I'm not gonna... What? I'm gonna let you try and figure out what you're trying to say there, Skull Broken. Try again. Miss Fallout, I could join if you get space. Yep, we're getting some messages through. So, I don't have a kick button, so what I'm gonna do... to leave squad. I think Skull Broken wants in. I know Mr. Fallon wants in. And so that leaves 1 space left for whoever's going to be number 3. That leaves 1 space left. Would kick someone out but cries in PlayStation? I know, Snake Raider. You're on the terrible consoles. Not on the superior PCs, which can handle all of the drones at once. I know. Warframe open faster? I'm low level, but I don't know if people will be invited first. English is very hard. Okay. You don't need to worry about will I or won't I be invited. You just send the message, mate. Just send the message, and the rest happens. We got 1 space left. We got 1 space left before we go get these. And there it is. Still got slots? We have indeed now. Cephalon Rage. There goes the people with respect for me. Yeah. How do you at people in game? Let me do this. I never really do this myself, but there we are. Rick. Bam. There you go, Rick Raz. That bot message tells you all you need to know. That face when a 1,500 euro beats a 300 euro console by 7 FPS. Don't think it's quite that, because I'm streaming. I've got all these at the same time. I'm recording the stream. It's a little bit more than a couple FPS. And also, this PC didn't cost 1,500 euros. Substantially cheaper than that. But then I shop smart. Will I be running new squads again? Maybe later on. Maybe later on. But right now we've got Axie, preferably Hystrix, which is... I don't know which one that is. Axie, we've got Spy. Oh, Spy or Inception. Interception's better for Khora. Spy is better for fun. I'm going to do Spy. We're gonna bring it here. Hystrix. Oops, Hystrix is K9. Axie K9 relic. There we go. And is it common, uncommon? It's uncommon. I've not got many traces, so I'm just gonna take it as is. I'm just gonna take it as is. Do I already have Hystrix pieces? I can't tell. I actually can't tell. What have I got in here for Hystrix? Have I got the blueprint is the main bit? No, I haven't. There we are. That's fine. Because that's the thing we get from the K9 is the Hystrix blueprint. That's fine. Thanks for the good vibes, Quaglio. We got a Volburn, a Nidus, and a Wukong joining Khora. That's an interesting mix. All primes as well. Gotta love that. Primes everywhere. Skullbrooks can say, watch me trip all alarms. I'd rather you didn't. You know, I'd rather you didn't. But if you do, you do. Remember guys, if the bot tells you too many tickets, it means you've already entered. If the bot says that you have already got a ticket, you can't get a second ticket, no matter how hard you might try. The bot is very strict. Alright, let's get reactant first, then we split it for the vaults. That's a smart way of doing it. Reactant first, split second. Let's let them get corrupted, get a reactant. There we go. So ain't that smart. Which lander is that? So pointy, it's the one in the, I think it was a Zephyr Deluxe package. It was a gift to me from Beardface on the channel here. Oh, that cold block slows me down so much. Ugh. Ew, get that away from me. Get it away from me. There are a couple enemies in here. Are they corrupted? They're not. I'll just do that to them. Oh, and they're dead. Oh. Well, so much for that one. I think my Sentinel just shot him. I hear corruption over here. They're inside of the vault. Let's get them dead. Oops. More corruption inside the vault. Sure, let's help out. Those enemies are going to be tripping all the alarms anyway. Yo, Swamped Pringle, thank you very much for subscribing at tier 1. Also, wonderful username. Love it. And thank you very much for subscribing at tier 1. Welcome to the channel, my dude. I'm going to let them get that, and then I'm going to get the reactant. It's right there. It's right there! But there's lasers. Thank you. Job done. Also, yeah, there's a little shaft. You don't need to go through the door. There's just a little shaft you can go through on the side. If it's not on that side, you can access it on the other side, which actually is all the way into the back of the vault. Fun fact. How did I discover the stack decay bug? I was trying to test the Felarx, and I noticed a bug with it. I was like, this is weird. Is this just the Felarx? Or does this happen with this mod on other stuff? And it did. I was like, is it just this mod, or does it happen with other mods? And it did. I was like, how far does this go? Until I eventually tested as many versions of stack decay as I could find, all with the bug, and yet every other stack didn't have the bug. And so that told me it was a stack decay bug. So, yeah, basically I wanted to test the Felarx, and in the end I found that there was a giant hole in the entire ocean of Warframe. Crazy. Tiger Pup, I'm going to just leave you with that one. That's bonk-worthy right there. We'll just leave you to that. Data purging? No! Cephalon Rage, what are you doing? Ah, they're fine. They're fine, it's fine. Where's this guy at? He's 200 meters this way, and he's dead. I saw him on my UI. Oh wait, no, he's alive. He went invisible. Where is the fecker? And how is no one done see? Okay, wow, he is tanking that like a beast. What is this? Is not level 41. That damage reduction is something else. I'll take that. I said, no. Give. Thank you. Stupid stuff. All right, this is being popped. I want to help. Oh, they got it. It's fine. Which is good because that door just locked. They're fine. Out here doing D's job for them? How do you mean that? How do you mean that? Remote observers are weird. Yeah, I've tried using remote observers for like lovely screenshots, and I just can't really see it. I just can't really make it work. They're annoying. #1 bug tester? Oh, that's what you mean, right. I forgot to open Warframe info, so I'm just going to take the Harrow piece because I don't have it. We'll just do that. Oh, that happens, Teflon range, don't worry about it. Yeah, the bug testing, when I realised just how far it went, it told me how much I couldn't do in terms of videos, because I couldn't make a comprehensive Felox guide because it was broken. I couldn't go into other kinds of stuff because they were broken too. And I reached the point of realising just how far it was and figured, let's just report this all to DE as much as I've got. I brought up the big report and just added in extra details as I found them. It was reported to DE even before I put out the forum post. I submitted it to him a different route. But then once I'd done all of that lot and found that I couldn't do what I wanted to do with the Felox, I decided, you know what? I've just spent all this time researching this bug, finding out the sheer extent of it, exactly what's gone wrong. I want to make a video on it. If I'm going to go to all that effort to research this so thoroughly, I might as well make a video on it. So I did. Yeah. Leonie saying I was my attempt at Grendel priming the disruption mission. Hey, fair enough. Fair enough. I didn't see your primage, but you know it's probably not going to look too dissimilar to mine. Oh, it might do actually. Yeah, I'm being a bit self-absorbed there, but yeah, this is my Grendel. This is my Grendel, and he looks pretty primed as is like that. I'll be honest. Golden teeth and everything. I feel like that works. Yeah. Fair do if you had yourself your own Grendel Prime. I mean, SB, that is my Grendel. It's just not my only Grendel. It's just not my only Grendel. That's what you mean. Love my in-depth mechanics videos. Thanks, Warbeastwood. Glad you appreciate them. I missed a message from, was it Lucky Dude? Lucky Dude, okay. Ah! Stop playing games. Ah! Alright, we got this spy again. Why not? His Twix. Let's give it another try. Grendel's not worth a quarter of the Vice Assassins needed for him? I mean, I disagree, but sure, fine. You do realise that only one person in your squad needs a locator key, so 3 people can bring 1 key each and the 4th person gets a free ride. You know, you guys, you can get around it that way. You can get around it. Or if you want to solo it, just take Pro Tier and win. It's saying everything is content material if your voice is as nice as yours. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. How's Khora Prime? Amazing. Or if you're asking how she's feeling, she's feeling pretty cool. She's feeling pretty happy that all these people are so excited to see her. That all these people want to share time with her. She's feeling very excited. That's how Khora's feeling.
Tenno, you are here to infiltrate.
Why so many cleaning robots? They were a gift. They were a gift. Alright, guys, again, let's get the reactant first. Let's not mess up reactant. Then we'll be Gucci. Let's grab our reactant. I'm assuming they're getting some over here, but I'm not seeing it, so we'll just go ahead. These are corrupted, aren't they? Yeah, that's definitely corrupted. That was a Grineer-based unit. There we go. I just got mag procced. No, I didn't. I got Scrambust. Damn Scrambus. Thoughts on who will be the next Prime? It's probably going to be Caliban Prime. Yeah. I base this on absolutely nothing, and it's a facetious response, but probably Caliban. I'll be honest with you, I don't actually know who the next one is. Alright, looks like there's enough reactant going around. Skull Broken hasn't got any. Is that because they're at the start, or have they only just loaded in, guys? I didn't notice. I'm going to check on them. Are they there and playing? Well, they're moving. Are they picking up reactant? I know reactant was here. They picked up 1, 2. Okay, they're getting some. Okay. They should be okay then, but I still want to make sure they get all the reaction they need. They're on 6, 7. They should be okay. I'm going to head towards C. They should be okay. You like looting? Oh, fair enough. Skull broken, fair enough. You just have to be concerned because, you know, if you don't get reactant, you get no reward and we get less chances at a reward we want. It's just nice if everyone gets reactant. I'm just going to throw down the dome there because I feel like it. Oh, hello. How very observant of you. I am not Corpus. Well done. Do you usually give a prime to the oldest without a prime? I know, yeah. I know. Like I said, my initial answer was being facetious. It's one Pringle redeeming Hydrate? Sure. Cheers. Alright, let's do this. Let's pop that open. Hello, I'm invisible. You have no idea I'm here. Huzzah! That was completely unnecessary and I loved every moment of it. Let's get rid of the camera, wait for the lasers. Huzzah! Lasers? Yeah. I could try going through both at once, but you know, not worth the risk. Now we pop up through the vent, because this is how stealth as Khora. Peekaboo. I'm in the vault. I missed my your hydrate from earlier. Louis, I'm sorry I missed your hydrate from earlier. In which case, cheers. I will be missing stuff because it's been a very busy today. Very busy day here in chat. Ugh, wow, that took more than it should have to get out. Yikes. But it's been a busy day. Why do I not have 10 reactant? Are there corrupted here? Yes, there are. Gib reactant. I have not picked up one more this entire time, which is insulting. Here I was concerned about Skull Broken. I can't even sort myself out. Are you corrupted around here? You are not corrupted. Please get corrupted. I will bind you so that I am protected whilst you get corrupted. I said I will bind. Stop dying whilst I try to bind. Carrier! Stop killing them! Carrier! Kills all of them except the one that's setting off the alarm. I could really do with that reactant right now. I'm going to have to go back across the mission and find it. Let's go back through the mission and try and find it. It might be over this way. They might have killed some enemies towards extraction. That is a typically good way to get stuff. Yep, there we go. I got one. So it's just down to Skull Broken now, who should find at least one this way, if not more. So Skull Broken, if you head towards extraction, you might find more. They found one. They got 10. Yeah, extraction is the answer. I don't know why that works half the time, but it does. If you're struggling, extraction. Tortellini, that's a bit weird, mate. Hey, Hystrix! There we go. Job done. Job done. There we are. How is the carrier killing things? Because my carrier is amazing. Some people think that Sentinels can't do stuff. They don't know what they're missing out on. My Sentinel absolutely slaps faces. And we got Hystrix. Not even a single Void Trace wasted. And picked up 26. Double win. Cake ban. Cheers. That's the last of that tea gone. It's been a very long-lived tea. It survived for a while, but now the end of it has come. Yeah, in case you're wondering as to how my carrier is quite such a beast, it's because of this weapon here, Verglass. Verglass is what happens when you take a normal Tenno weapon, the Glaxion, hand it over to a Sentinel and make no changes whatsoever. What you get is a beastly weapon. I am missing a mod. Why am I missing? What? When? What? Now I've got an even stronger weapon. Okay, cool. There we are. That's what's weird. Where? You can never remember which Sentinel has this weapon. It's the one you get from Railjack, Nautilus. Yo, Sensory Scroll, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime. The bot's going to say thank you twice, but cheers all the same. Oh. Welcome to the channel proper. Enjoy your lovely new blue badge, your emotes to go with it, and you'll have access to the Supporter Tea Lounge on Discord. Just make sure you connect up your accounts to get out of that, mate. But yeah, this, believe it or not, does a lot of work because we've got 700 DPS, sorry, 700 damage per shot, multiplied by 17 fire rate, 17.4, but 17 fire rate. That comes out to, let's see, 10,000, what, like 12,000 DPS before we got a tiny crit bonus. 12,000 DPS, and then the viral procs, of which we will have a bajillion, because the status on this is absolutely bonkers at 95%. We're going to have viral procs for days. So we've got 12,000 basic DPS or thereabouts, multiplied by the viral bonus, bringing that up to something like 50,000 DPS. And then you've got the heat procs going absolutely insane on anything that's decided to survive more than a second of being absolutely hammered by this. That works. How can you change the UI music, or is it even possible? The music you can hear right now is coming from in here. Hi drones, we got even more in here. It's coming from this. So you can set music here. This is your orbiter music. So summon up Verglas Go Burr? Yeah, Verglas Go Burr. How do I keep my Sentinel alive? Two ways I flew. Number one is you need to mod your Sentinel to actually try to survive. So you see I've given it Enhanced Vitality. You'll notice that I have given it Repair Kit to keep itself going. I've given it Prime Regen, so if something does go really wrong, it's going to survive. Those ways are going to help it survive that much better. If you wanted, you could swap one of the mods on here out for Synth Fiber to double up that armor bonus as well. But mostly, these two do a good job for Carrier Prime because that gives it 1,280 health, which is not a small amount. The second thing you do to keep the Carrier alive is to don't stop moving. If you stop moving, Carrier just sits like a lemon and waits for the enemies to shoot them. If you keep moving, if you are constantly on the way around, working to kill the enemies and keep them off of you, they're not attacking your Sentinel because try as they might, that tiny little thing is actually really difficult to hit. So yeah, if you want to get yourself a Sentinel that doesn't die, just Carrier, modded with a little bit of health regen, and stop standing still. Job done. Rule of thumb with Warframe defense, absolutely. Don't stop moving. You stop moving, little things like Carrier dies. Someone would like to see a little bit of Kavat action, double Kavat action. Sure, let's bring out the Vermin. Let's bring out the Vermin. Are we going after the other Histrix parts, or do we want to try something else? More parts sounds good. Let's see, what do we need? What do we need? I have now got the barrel and the blueprint. I need the receiver. What's the receiver on? That was really dumb. Histrix Prime Receiver H3. Meso H3. There we go. That's what we're going to do. Histrix Prime Receiver. Of course it's the rare part. Do I play hard resets on my Parazon? I do not know, because my Sentinel doesn't die that much. So I don't need to. Alright, so we're going into Meso, we got Survival, sure, let's do it. Let's do it. H3, Radiant, because this is going to be a toughie to get. I've got 2 relics, and a prayer. Washrich, thanks for the hydrate, cheers. How do you help your Sentinel resist electric procs? They die so easily from them. Don't get hit electric procs. If you get hit by electric proc, get rid of the electric proc. Rolling Guard, an ability that just nullifies status procs, like for example Iron Skin, Warding Halo, Mesmer Skin, Titania Spellbind, Lavos' passive. Get rid of the proc. That's the way. Electric procs are supposed to be a challenge. You deal with the challenge. How does one start Warframe in 2022? You go to warframe.com, you click the bit that says play or download, and you install the game. There's nothing special to it, mate. All you do is you just log in and get going. Try it out. When you find you have a question, head to Google, head to YouTube, head to my YouTube channel, see if you can find the answer to your question. It's not anything too crazy in terms of getting into it, really. Just go for it. Oh, Khora is in her element here. We've got the initial combo builds. We don't need to worry about building combo. We just whip the enemies and down they go. Certainly at this level. This level they're a cakewalk. Honestly, the only issue here is that we might get repetitive strain injury from whipping everything so damn hard. That's the only threat to Khora now. Mind if you grab a sister? You go for it. You go grab a sister. I won't be joining you, but you go for it. We're about to see how a sister is made, guys. Or at least we're going to be proximal to it happening. Give the lad some privacy. After I say nice videos on YouTube, would like to watch your streams more often? Well, absolutely, come on in. I stream every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Wednesday and Sunday are Warframe streams, whereas Friday are specifically not Warframe streams. So we might see, you know, the last few games we've seen on here, we've seen, what do we call it? Why do I have a marker over this way? What is that marker? Oh, is that a Granum Void? Okay, I don't want it. Yeah, it's Granum Void. So, for example, we've had on here recently Into the Breach, we have had Apex Legends, we have had Minecraft, we have had Teardown, we have had Team Fortress 2. And a few other games to boot. I honestly, I lose the track of them all. Oh, no naying here, just whipping. Just whipping. Don't forget reactant. Yeah, come on, 7 reactant. Skull Broken is on a fat 0, but I'm sure they'll get more in a moment. I'm sure they'll get more when they come back from the Void. I sense enemies coming from this way. The grand thing of having such a huge enemy radar, you know which way to look. It's good. I think I am killing them a little bit too fast. They do need to get corrupted for me to kill them and get reactions. So we'll give them a second. We'll give them a second. Or they'll just die. That's fine. Come on, you Kavats. Double trouble problems. We've got Spiky and we've got Barrow. I was going to say Kitty, like Katia, but no, of course it's a Kitty, it's a Kavat. That's not very descriptive at that point. Anyway, I'll pop down this. Whip. And it just chains into all of them that are connected. Get it? Chains. Yeah. Never mind. Ooh, range and strength double on Khora. Well, the strength I don't care about. The range is just going to make that absolutely bonkers big. Look, it's hitting things down here. The chain was reaching down here. Look at it go. Look how far that chain is reaching. I want to put this somewhere bigger. Don't get stuck. Let's pop this dome over up on... Oh, God. Up on here. So that's a bit of a dome. Look at the radius of that! Look at the radius of that dome. That is absolutely bonkers. I'm going to recast it because I want it to stay up as long as possible. That is ridiculous. Let's do it a little bit lower down, actually. Get a bit more, you know, ground coverage here. Oh, that is stupid. Near max range on the build. Not quite max, but it's very high up there. And then we just double it with a temporary boost from the Void Fisher. Reactive buff. Kind of funky. I think that was a 470% range dome. It's a bit. It's a bit. You know what, Zom? That's not a bad shout. That's not a bad shout. I've decided that I've named the hounds after different stars. So, for example, I've got Arcturus as one of the hounds. It's a good idea. I already have a naming convention for my hounds. They are named after stars. Moas are named just silly names. My Zors are named after ships from the Galente in EVE Online. My kit guns either have synonyms of their names, their base names, or they have StarCraft names. All praise Tim. Yeah, that's one of the mowers. That's Tim. Totally imaginative mower, Tim. I think I come up with a different initialism every time. Yeah, Tim.
When you are ready, go to
Alright,
extraction.
we just got our first crack open here. Let's see. Come on, first time, first time, first time, first time. That was a nice sound. Oh. I said first time. Come on. Oh, actually, time. Speaking of time, we've got time for... we haven't got time. We haven't got time. We're going to have to exit. I was really hoping we would get that. But never mind. It's fortunately a little bit GG's on that one. Because I think a certain few hundred people would like a chance at a Prime Access pack, wouldn't you? Yeah, I did click that. Nearly 10 PM UK time. It is 10 PM UK time. It is. Which Warframe do I consider the most terrifying from the enemy's perspective? Oh, they're all terrifying. Most terrifying is impossible to describe when all of them are so horrifying that there's just no handling it. There's just no handling it. 12 AM where you are? I mean, fair do. Yeah, if you guys don't do this if you've already done it, because we don't want to spam and hurt the bot. Be nice to the bot. If you haven't already done exclamation mark ticket, then go ahead. But please do not spam it if you've already done it. You only get 1 ticket, so there is no point to spamming it. We've got a few bits of crowd control going on. Do not kill the bot, Esprit. No. Bad Esprit. Bad Esprit. There we go. One instead of Prime Blueprint, an exemplar Granum Crown. We'll just chuck him in the back. We'll chuck him in the back. I'm gonna say if I get that pack, I'll literally throw a party. Sounds like a good idea. You could decorate your orbiter with some amazing decorations to bring in your friends to enjoy that party in, yeah. No, no, Luke, Luke, no, Luke, no, not you two. No. Most terrifying Warframe to see is Fairy Grendel. Oh, no one needs to see Fairy Grendel. No. Fairy Grendel can sit where they are. Mr. Fallen, Skull Broken, Stefan Rage, thank you very much for joining in on that there. Hope you enjoy your little bits you just picked up from that. GG's. Alright, let's set this to solo so we don't get kidnapped. I know what Beard is like. Give him the opportunity, he will do it. Give him the opportunity, he will absolutely do it. Alright then, guys. I think you've had time enough now. We've had an entire 3-hour stream for you guys to get in with a chance to win it. So if you've not already claimed your ticket, you're running out of time. Yeah, I flew during TennoCon. It dropped at the same time as Khora Prime, right in the middle of TennoCon. I come out of TennoCon, I looked at my emails, and there's one from D saying, oh yeah, by the way, you have a glyph now. Here's the code. Right. Oh, down. Yeah, awesome, great. So if you haven't already, guys, if you want to have yourself a glyph, absolutely go ahead and pick that up there. You can get it for free at any time you want from the in-game market, redeem the code TheKengineer, or you can do it through the Warframe website as well. Either which way, it's the same glyph. It's the same glyph. Go ahead and grab yourself that. But I'm seeing too many tickets, too many tickets, too many tickets, too many tickets, too many tickets. Yep. All the people redeeming ticket now are already in. You've already got a ticket, so that means you lot are sorted. We don't need to get any more tickets. Let me head to the giveaway. Let's wrap that one up. And let's close entries on that one. Okay. The entries are now in. Everyone that's got a chance to win it has entered. If you are too late, you are too late. That's just how it goes. So, now we have to draw it. Now we have to draw. I'll let you know that there is 550 people in with a chance to win it here. 550 people looking for a chance to get that beautiful, beautiful Khora Prime Access pack. That is, of course, Khora Prime Access, including the Prime Weapons, the Prime Glyphs, the Prime Accessories, and that beautiful 3,990 Platinum. 1 in 550 chance, guys, but you've each got an equal chance. There's no subscriber luck here. There's no extra benefit to this, that, the other. Just 1 chance per person. As Khora's going to continue to do her fancy thing on stream here. It's the face. It's because the stream has been running for 3 hours. That's how it adds up. That's how it adds up. People have been joining throughout the stream. How often do I do this? When I have it available to do so. when I have it available to do so. If you want to keep up to date with all the details coming out from myself here, make sure you are over on the Discord as well. That's where you can get all of the updates about what's happening. So you hear about the videos, you hear about the live streams, you hear about the replays, you hear about the giveaways, everything. It's all over there. And Cynic Augie, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime. Cheers, dude. Alright, I think that's enough timing. I think that's enough holding out on it. Let's get this draw done. The winner of this Khora Prime Access giveaway is Ingolva Jr. I think that says Ingolva Jr. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, if that JR is meant to be Junior, but Ingolva Jr. Ingolva Jr. INGOLVJR. Let's go with that. Ingo, congratulations, you are the winner. I'll be contacting you here on Twitch with a direct message within the next few minutes after the end of the stream. I just need your Warframe username and platform, and we'll get that sent on over to you. And to everyone else, thank you very, very much for joining in. This has been a wonderful stream, as again, I will be live on Wednesday with some more Warframe. And in the meantime, I do intend to get a video out. I think I just messed up briefly with my screen there, but it is fine. Yeah, I did. Oh well, whatever, that happens. Alright guys, it's time now we raid on over to another part of the Warframe community. Don't go running away just yet. We're going to go somewhere else. We're going to show some good love to another part of the Warframe streaming family, as it were. So let's see. Let's see. Who can we give a little bit of love to? Default background? Because I'm not looking at the background. I'm doing other stuff. If you're looking at your background, you're being lazy. Get to work, you know? Make something amazing. Alright, let's see. Who can we raid today? Who can we raid today? I know not to raid Burke and Jay because they always end around this same time as well. We went to Neonest very recently. If I look at my view, were they the last one that we went to? Yeah, they were the last one we went to. So we'll go somewhere else. We'll go somewhere else. Which means today, I think we should go to No Sympathy. I think we should go to No Sympathy. I've decided. That's where we're raiding. No Sympathy with 2 Y's. There we are. Just to make it even easier on me. Not. Alright guys, the raid is up. We're heading on over now to No Sympathy. Thank you very, very much for joining in, and I hope to see as many of you as possible on Wednesday for yet more Warframe shenanigans. I hope you have learned a lot from Khora Prime here as well, but that's all from me guys. See you in the next one. Bye!